Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone.
Cardinal Ritter. I am Jeremiah Johnson, honored to be filling in the big shoes of Rob Blackman, who is normally on the call for these games. As always, the star of this show is Jan Bozier. Jan, the weather always changing in Indiana, but it actually feels like football weather tonight.
This is perfect football weather for the fans and and mostly for the players. This temperature is perfect for a great night of high school football.
This is the final Friday in September, meaning the state tournament draw right around the corner. The playoffs kick off in 3 weeks from tonight. Beech Grove 5-1. They could be a tough out in Class 4A Sectional 22.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This super special, JJ, for Beech Grove. This is senior night. It is hard to believe we're talking about a senior night already, but this is their last home game. So not only is senior night, and as the broadcast continues, we're going to talk a lot about this conference, a lot of conference implications here on not only on this game, but some upcoming games in this conference.
Beech Grove, under the direction of Mark Weller, still looking for its first ever sectional title, but at 5-1, they've got a legitimate shot this season. They have a difficult end of the regular season that we'll discuss a little bit later in the broadcast. Now, no stranger to postseason success. Indianapolis Cardinal Ritter. Ty Hunt's guys have been there and done that. 16 sectionals, 14 regionals, 11 semi-states. But at 2-4 this season, is there time for these guys to put it together for this fall?
No doubt about it. Let's not forget, he had 20 graduating seniors from last year's ball club. And so there was a lot of youngsters that started out that just continue to get a little bit better. But I'm telling you, Beech Grove knows better than to overlook Ritter. They've been there, done that, a state championship a couple years ago. So at any one point in time, to your point, JJ, they could explode. And and Beech Grove wants to make sure tonight's not that night.
In talking with
kind of, too little too late 2 weeks ago at Westfield, 34-27 to the Shamrocks, and then kind of a statement game to say, hey, we're coming back on the season, and here's what we've got to offer for the rest of the season. And
well, Perry Williams and I had a chance to talk to both of the coaches earlier this week, and when we talked to Coach Adam Morris of the Royals, he was saying that the Royals have just made too many mistakes. Of course, both of these teams have got new coaches this year, both of them learning new systems, and that certainly does make a difference in that. And at Hamilton Southeastern, it's almost a totally new coaching staff there. So it's not only a head coach change, it's kind of a wholesale change out for the program.
Yeah, and it's a lot of new faces on both sidelines because new coaching staffs. Coach Roden brought his staff from East Central, and Adam Morris has handpicked his staff at Hamilton Southeastern, and it's they're trying to get all these players to buy into their system, and obviously it's been kind of an up and down for both squads, but each of them trying to find their identities, and it's kind of tough because Noblesville's defense, as we'll pause our thoughts here for a couple moments while we have our national anthem.
as well. He will kick it off to Cardinal Ritter, and we're almost underway. It's time to play football, Big Jan.
I'm ready. This should be a good one.
Low liner retrieved at about the 20-yard line. Cardinal Ritter on the attack, and they'll be brought down at about the 30, where the Ritter Raiders will take over. 3 juniors, 6 seniors, 2 sophomores in that starting 11 for Ty Hunt, a team that likes to put the ball in the air. You'll see a primarily, a running team maybe in the past, but this year he likes to spread it out and pass the football.
Yeah, and I think for Ritter, JJ, they really want to get off to a good start on the road against a really good, consistent defense out of Beech Grove, giving up just 14 points a ball game.
Daryl Robertson, the tailback, he's beside quarterback Jack Henninger, operating out of the shotgun. The handoff will go to Robertson, and that Beech Grove defense very stingy to start this night off.
Yeah, and it's going to be really the tell of this game. Can Ritter ever get any momentum in this run? Running game right there, that big, and I mean big, front line for Beech Grove really did an excellent job.
You'll see Robertson and also Tim Gotzel carrying the football quite a bit, but their rushing statistics are not gaudy. This is a team that really likes to pass first under the direction of Jack Henninger, the junior quarterback. Jack rolls to his left, throws to Reed Swales. Swales catches it, has first down yardage to the 43-yard line for the Ritter Raiders.
Love the play call. Ritter will do this as well as anybody. This is typical Hunt-type football. He'll spread it, get the wide outs, and then tough pass for the quarterback running to his left, but still makes a throw on the run, and this is a nice game for Ritter.
We talked about how they like to pass, but that is as safe as a run right there, as wide open as Reed Swales was. Swales, a senior, 6'1", 165, has 14 receptions entering the night. So 1st and 10 at Ritter from the 43. Once again out of the shotgun is Henninger, and once again like he did on first down the first play, he hands off to Robertson, but right there to make the stop, number 12, Jake Weller. Outstanding play by Weller. As we take another look at it, Weller is the son.
So the coach got to be happy with
head coach Mark Weller.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Jake Weller, one of the seniors that was announced here earlier on senior night, just flat out got off the ball. Defensively, when you can get off the ball, quicker than the offensive guy who knows the stat. That means you're getting off the ball really well.
Almost had to do a double take. Number 12 on the defensive line. That is Jake Weller with the stop. Rolling right is Henninger. That pass is complete. Again to Swells. Looked like that play we saw to the near sideline on second down, the first set of downs, and that will set up third down and short. Nice second and long play.
Yeah, it is. And take a look at the replay. This is, you're right, just a duplication of the play ran to the left side. He's just continually stretching the field and making the linebackers really be cognizant of these outside passes, get them out of the way so they can open up this running game in the middle.
Third down and 4. Early first quarter, still scoreless. Ritter trying to put together a long possession. Already 1 first down as they are near midfield. And the hard count does get the Hornets to jump offside. Nice discipline from the Ritter Raiders. It'll be first down for the visitors.
That's just good coaching. Someone upstairs noticed that, and we talked about there in that very first series, how quick that Beach Grove was getting off the football. Well, what you do to slow them down is, as you called it, do that hard count. And so as a defensive lineman, you really kind of start hesitating because you get a couple of penalties, then it slows you down a little bit. That's good coaching by Ritter.
So first down and 10 in Beech Grove territory. We've seen Jack Henninger operate out of the shotgun this entire drive. Once again, he'll roll right. This time, penalty flags down and might be on the offense on this one. Definitely marching it back 5 yards. So instead of first and 10, it is first and 15. Although if you're Ty Hunt, if you had to trade off and take a offsides penalty on the previous play and a procedure on that one, you'd be okay with that. You got your first down. Henninger, junior, completing just 46% of his passes heading into the game, but he's 3 for 3 tonight. That pass was to number 15, Tim Godsell, but we do have yet another penalty flag on the field.
Yeah, we just talked about this in the opening. You cannot continue to make penalty after penalty this deep into the season and nullify all the gains that Ritter was getting. And you talked about the completion percentage for Ritter. It's down in the 50s or high 50s and somewhere in that vicinity. And so far, he's really been on spot. They've given him passes in which he should be able to complete, and he's did a pretty good job of getting in a rhythm.
The officials have been busy. That one, 15-yard penalty. So all of a sudden, instead of first and 15, we've got second and long. This one goes all the way back to the 35-yard line.
Well, Ritter's dug himself a hole here early.
They do like to throw it, and they'll need to pick up first down. Currently, second down and 29. Quarterback, Jack Henninger. Man in motion. Henninger pitches to Darrell Robertson. Robertson trying to get outside, but once again, outstanding pursuit brought down by number
Play of the week after the Fishers game. And if you haven't seen that, try to look that up. It was quite a catch. He came down on his back. He had a Fishers player on top of him, and the ball on top of the Fishers player. It was an interesting play.
They're calling it a 1 yard. Looks like a 2 yard pickup up to the 27. Second down and 8. Harris gets the handoff, and he runs into a pile of Millers, and they'll drive him back, but he gets forward progress to the 26.
Eddie Jenick led the tackle on that, and I don't know if they're going to give him anything on that. It hardly looked like he even got back to the 25, but they're going to give him a loss of a yard and give him 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that's where Eddie Jenick excels. That's his 71st tackle, and he's got, before this game, 4 tackles for a loss, and that makes 5 as he loses a yard there back to the 26.
I saw Jenick play in the Fishers game, and he was all over the field.
Yeah, and Coach Roden in recent weeks, ever since I believe the Westfield game, has gotten him in the rushing game now. Sparks back to pass and almost intercepted by Zach Groover, I believe. Yep, number 6, Zach Groover. Pass incomplete, and that'll make it 4th down and 9.
Trying to hit Jackson Lance on that, and the Royals will go 3 and out, which is exactly what Coach Roden wanted to do, to set the defense up and give them the opportunity to come on strong, which they did.
You know, it's kind of disappointing seeing the passing numbers of these two quarterbacks. A couple tall quarterbacks. Sparks throws at 38%, and that kick, I think, was deflected. Might have been by Tuane or Cody Leach, 1 or 25 for Noblesville.
I think it's the 4-yard line of the Flashes. We've seen run play after run play after run play. This is the perfect opportunity, I think, for play action. We'll see how they handle it. He's got Cahoon and McCartney out to his left, and the I-form under center. Hand off to Lewis. HL has room to run. He cuts back inside with a little juke. Picks up a good 4 or 5 yards.
No, we talked about how they're going to stay away from Edwards, but really we haven't seen that game. They've been going at him.
Yes, Stephen Edwards is an absolute force out there at 6'4", 215. He is a fighting machine at that defensive end. And he's going to be at that top side of your screen, left side of the front line, so look for him to be in the backfield all of tonight. Now, play action pass, this is what we were looking for. This quick pass over to Jack Free. Free makes the grab, and he is brought down at around the 13-yard line, so the Tigers' first pass ends with a gain of 15.
That's a great job by Jack Free. We haven't seen him have many receptions this year. He's really more of a blocking tight end, but right there he got open. He got the job done right there.
And that's what so many runs consecutively can bring you, the opportunity for a wide-open little flat route on a play-action pass. We're going to see Rue back in that all-too-familiar I form. Another handoff to HL. He's got good blocking, breaks a tackle before he's ripped down from behind it. We'll call it the 11. So 2nd and 6 as Fishers is officially in the red zone. This is, in my opinion, the toughest part of the field to score from, because once you get into the red zone, you see.
I was just about to say, don't expect as many passes from Beech Grove. They like to run the football, but how could you argue with that when you've got a running back like Terrace Pope?
Well,
he
yeah.
hits the hole, has some blocking downfield, then did the rest himself.
Yeah, you're right, JG. He had a great hole up front. Give the big guys up front all types of credit, because he absolutely had a big tunnel up there to run through.
Donovan Morris, number 11, looked like he had him at about the 20-yard line. The stiff arm and to stay in bounds. And I mentioned the change in kicking for Beech Grove. Their normal kicker is out, so they run the fake, and it's a 2-point conversion. This game could not.
They want to keep this drive alive. But as you said, this Franklin team obviously has done their homework. They knew what they were expecting. They were caught off guard with that first play of this drive where Lewis picked up 30. Now they have clearly got their wits about them and have made some pretty good stops here. I form 3rd and 5. Hand off to HL Lewis. He gets the stiff arm before he is ripped down from behind at the 8-yard line. So a great tackle there, bringing Lewis down for a 4th and short. In for the tackle, that was Talhelm, who was in the pursuit. If he hadn't made that tackle, Tigers would have been looking at 6. Now we're going to see Jack Phillips coming in for the first time tonight. He is 6 for 6 on the year in field goals. This one is a chip shot for him. 25-yarder as he splits the uprights there. Tigers take an early 3-0 lead, but points are points, but certainly if you're Fishers, you really wanted a touchdown to start this game off.
Yeah, Franklin Central, considering what happened at the beginning of the drive, that's really a win for them. They did a great job of adjusting to that.
And something to think about for this Fishers offense, they got the entirety of the field only by running the football. So now that has been ingrained in the defense's heads. That's been ingrained in their minds. They're going to be expecting run. It's only natural. So now I think we're going to see a shift for Fishers where we're still going to see a run-heavy offense, but some more passes sprinkled in there. So now Jack Phillips right back on the field as he's going to kick this one off. 7:30 in this first quarter of play.
He's going to go for it.
I like the call, though.
You might as well. It's 0-0, only 4 minutes in. You might as well throw something gutsy out there. And Gremmel. And they'll pooch it. Down inside. Beautiful. Oh, damn.
Went into the end zone.
Unfortunate case there for Noblesville as 2 players converge on the ball, but looks like Brandon Lowe and Luke Blevins dove for
Midfield, we will see if they can capitalize on that good field position on drive number 2. 6 minutes, 24 seconds on the clock in the opening quarter, week 7 of high school football in the IHSAA Champions Network. Daryl Robertson gets the handoff, and he also has first down yardage. So perhaps that 62-yard touchdown run by Beech Grove, it woke up the Raiders.
Well, it did, and I'll tell you, as good of tackling as Beech Grove was doing, now all of a sudden they've kind of let up a little bit. Here's Ritter going around that right side again, and Beech Grove just cannot get to him.
I've been saying Robertson, I've been saying Roberson, just to verify. It's Daryl Roberson, number 2. He's a captain for the Ritter Raiders. You will see him on defense. You'll see him carry the football as well. Looking to make something happen tonight. Now Roberson lining up beside Henninger out of that shotgun formation. Man in motion, handing off again to Roberson. And again, Roberson has a big hole and has first down yardage. 3 plays on this drive, 3 first down runs for Ritter.
I think you called it. I think the Giant just got woke up here a little bit. Ritter really doing a great job picking on that right side. And now here's 3 plays in a row, JJ, where Beech Grove has not did a great job of tackling.
We reference so much Ritter's interest in passing, but if you can run like this, then it really sets up your passing game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They don't want to just pass every down. They really like to set up the passing game with the run.
Got 2 receivers towards the bottom of your screen. Once again, Roberson in that shotgun. And again, Roberson will take the handoff, although this time not finding first down yardage. Teron Washington, second time tonight. We've referenced him, 5'9", 175-pound junior with the tackle.
Yeah, Washington really reads well quickly. And here's the handoff. Now look at the reaction right there. He shed the block, got through the hole, makes a nice tackle.
Second down and 10, though deep in Beech Grove territory. Cardinal Ritter will operate out of that shotgun. Keani Johnson, number 23, also was in the backfield helping Washington bring down Roberson. Perhaps time now for a pass, although we'll see Henninger under center. We don't see this quite as often. Fumbles the snap. Is he able to get back down on it? I think he is, but that is a costly down that basically goes for nothing, goes for a loss of 2. So from 2nd and 10, now 3rd down and 12 for Ritter.
Yeah, this is a costly mistake because now instead of 3rd and short, you're going to be 3rd and long. It looked like maybe he just pulled out just a little too quick before he had a handle on it.
You know, Jan, I wonder, I referenced it's only the 2nd or 3rd time he'd been under center. When you're so used to operating out of the shotgun, then all of a sudden you go back under center, and it's not exactly second nature.
That's an absolute great point. You know, a center gets used to his rhythm in the shotgun, and all of a sudden you're under center, or the quarterback pulls out too quick.
Donovan Morris is the receiver at the bottom of the screen, but rolling right is Henninger, and he is brought down quickly by a host of Beech Grove Hornets. That's a sack. So from 2nd and 10, now 2 straight losses. Great job by Beech Grove.
Yeah, much better job at tackling. Nothing here in the secondary for Beech Grove should get at least half the credit here for this tackle because they really had the wide receivers pretty much all stopped, so there was nothing to do but run. So good job by the secondary of this Beech Grove defense.
Number 5, Sergio Holtz, who had that 2-point conversion earlier, had the sack. Holtz not even listed on the initial 2 deep for Beech Grove, so that's nice if you're the Hornets. You've got someone not originally in your starting lineup making a play like that. Timeout on the field, 4th down and 15.
3rd and 6 from the 48. Gremmel has time back there. Throws, and there's going to be a pass interference that looks like number 10, Jake Houston, all over. I think that was Wyatt Blades, the intended
Wyatt
receiver.
Blades was the intended receiver. We saw some contact, but with our angle, it was a little tough to see how much contact there was because they were covered up by the Miller sideline.
You know, and speaking of Wyatt Blades, he's, I believe, one of 2 or 3 Noblesville players, and I'm not sure if there are any on Southeastern side, but, you know, and Coach Justin Roden talked about it a couple weeks ago. He said, you know, same thing with Eddie Jenick, playing both ways. You don't see that much at the 6A level, and, you know, that's the case. Noblesville's using, you know, a few, you know, probably a handful of players both ways. Not something you see at this level.
Yeah, usually you get down to at least 4A or 3A before you see a lot of that.
Blevins breaks through the line, and he'll get down to about close to the 30-yard line. picking up, we'll call it 5 yards on the play.
Well, that pass interference penalty will not go over very well with Coach Morris, because that was one of the things he emphasized when we talked to him earlier this week, that got to quit making mistakes and picking up penalties. Now, whether Blades would have caught the ball or not is the question. We couldn't tell from here because of the way they were blocked out.
And beyond 5 yards, you make contact of any sort, it's going to get called. 2nd down and 4. Gremmel back to pass, and Wyatt Blades, I think he ran the wrong route. Looks like it should have been an out pattern.
Yeah, he was about 5 yards inbounds from the line there, and Gremmel goes over and has a couple words with him just to make sure that they're on the same page here. Another third.
Gets it down to the 25-yard line. What about the Hornets?
Well, I'm telling you right now, if Ritter doesn't figure out a way to get a hand on these runners within that first 6, 7, 8 yards, this is going to be a long night defensively. Look at this. Beech Grove, just great blocking again, not great tackling by Ritter. And what speed on these runners. They get out with green grass and they're gone.
Second time Donovan Morris has been the last line of defense. He got stiff-armed on that first play.
He's going to get tired of that.
Down Hulse, but first down and 10 from the 28. Hulse again gets the handoff again with solid blocking. Close to the first down marker, but we've got a penalty flag thrown, perhaps an illegal block, so maybe this yardage will.
Almost mirrored possessions. As we saw the run working for the Tigers, they switched it to the pass. On one play, it worked for them. Now we're seeing that very same thing happen for this Franklin Central team. Handoff up the middle to Mickle. Johnny Mickle bulldozing his way in, and he scores. So that has got to be a big sigh of relief for this Franklin team. Now they're seeing that 6 flash up on the board for the first time in 2 weeks.
Johnny Mickle, 3-yard, touchdown run.
Yeah, you saw Fishers rip that ball out at the end of the play just too late. But if we see that from Fishers as the game moves on, we could see a couple turnovers.
Shooting off some fireworks there as Mickle produced some fireworks of his own with the footwork, able to break tackles on his way to the end zone.
At small, Jaden Barrett, 5'5". He went up for that ball, Brad.
I don't know if he was just very elusive or the Royals blew the coverage, but he was wide open down there. Look at him down there at the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
nobody around him.
It looks like a corner bit on that. The closest person was John McCall, number 18.
And the Royals went for the ball rather than the tackle, trying to think they could bat it away, and he ends up giving the Millers a 1st and goal at the 4.
How many did he pick up there?
About 16 yards, because they were right about the 20.
That's right, he was.
So the Millers are in the red zone here on their second possession. Scoreboard doing some funky things out there, flashing on and off a little bit. Eddie Jenick is in there now. You were talking about the two-way players.
Yep.
He's back there in the backfield.
I believe that was him that ran that first carry there on 1st down. 2nd and goal at the 4. Gremmel looking. Goes to the end zone and touchdown on the play. Looks like that is number 13, Wyatt Blades, for the first score of this ball game.
So Wyatt Blades makes up for the route he ran wrong and ends up scoring a touchdown to put the Millers out to a 6-0 lead here with 2:22 in the first quarter.
You know, and that's exactly what Noblesville needs. They need some sort of spark on offense to get that confidence in there. And ooh, big dive there by Manny Daniels, but senior kicker Jack Knight boots that one through almost to the First United Church over there.
That could have been a 35 or 40-yard field.
Marcus Rue in the shotgun. He's got Lewis beside him. Jackson, Cahoon, and McCartney, his receivers. Quick handoff to Lewis up the middle. He is wrapped up immediately, maybe gets a 1.5 yards. That is a good gang tackle there.
Hamilton with the up the middle run.
Franklin Central has done a great job thus far of making sure that H.L. Lewis gets to the ground. They're not allowing him to get many yards after contact.
Coles was the first on the contact. They were able to use his body weight to bring Lewis down, kind of clung on to his back and then threw himself down with it. So now we're going to see Nick Leith out there checking in for the Tigers. Cahoon with him. Josh Jackson, the lower receiver, as the Tigers going back to the shotgun look. Quick pass here as he finds Leith over the middle. Leith gets popped and the ball is loose, and he is.
The best plays for Cardinal Ritter have been quarterback runs, or even when the quarterback rolls out and gets into space. We'll see him try to do that right here, and much better than what we saw a play ago. Reed Swales entered the night with 14 receptions, 162 yards. That's his 6th reception already tonight. Reed Swales is going to be busy tonight.
Yeah, another quick out pass, very difficult to defend. Quarterback takes the snaps, rolls out to his left, gets it, and that's when it's executed, a pitch and catch, that's worth 6-7 yards. It's a great play, as we talked about. But they cannot afford to go 3 and out here.
Not only Cardinal Ritter down 2 touchdowns, but down 2 2-point conversions. So you could almost say it's a 3-score game at this point.
Well, it is. And it's the fact they don't have their extra point kicker is turning out to be okay because they're getting 2.
They may not need him. Henninger rolls right, looked like a run the entire time, and is brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Teron Washington, there's number 21 again, making the tackle.
Well, they've had some nice quarterbacks go through Ritter. This kid's going to be good as well, but this time, once again, look, you see there, the key there is you see the secondary. There's just nowhere to throw the football. So Henninger is having to make a decision. Do I just try to throw it in there and maybe take a chance of getting it intercepted, or get what I can?
4th down and 5. Could very well be the final play of the first quarter. LaDarrell Woods, the backup punter, as mentioned. Matthew Boberg not available tonight. The punt is away. Beech Grove. Sergio Halls. He has those 2 2-point conversions. He had some outstanding runs on the last drive, and he gets the ball almost right back to the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage by a host of Noblesville Millers.
If they give him back to the line of scrimmage, he's going to be lucky, because I thought he may have lost.
Might have lost, but they generously gave him back to the line of scrimmage at the 41. So it's 3rd down and 5. Southeastern faced with another big 3rd down here. But they're a little further up the field than they have been so far.
Well, 2 good receivers in there for the Royals, and number 3, Jackson Lance, and number 11, Ben Boyson. We'll see if we're going to go back to Harris for another run, or are they going to put it up in the air?
Sparks rolling out slightly to his right, finds a receiver. That is 86, DeAndre Rhodes. He'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets a 1st down up near midfield, or actually just past midfield.
Yeah, Rhodes is the 3rd receiver that I had not mentioned earlier, and he's got quite a number of catches this year. Very reliable, and he was wide open. All Sparks had to do was get that ball to him, and he easily had a 1st down. And the Royals have already moved it 26 yards on this drive. It started a minute and 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, oddly enough, I think that's only his 4th catch. He had 110 yards before this game. The rush is on. Zach Tuane, and looks like 55 for the Millers on the chase, chasing Sparks out of bounds.
I thought Sparks did an excellent job on the fake on that. I thought Harris had the ball, and all of a sudden I look up and watch this fake here on the replay, and you'll see what I mean. It's just a great fake on the part of,
because obviously normally that dive is going to Harris. But instead he keeps it himself, and he gains 6
well,
yards.
then he fakes the pass too, so he had everybody fooled more ways than one.
Now Boysen, kind of an underhanded handoff, if you will.
Yeah,
Boysen
that was Kenja Jenkins with the initial contact. I'm going to give him enough for a 1st down.
Yep, that'll move the chains. He picks up 7 yards, does Boysen.
Under a minute here in the quarters, you can see on the clock.
Quick to it again. Matt Harris across the 35, down to about the 33 for a 3-yard pickup.
Royals will not have to run another play here, but let's see what they decide to do, Craig.
I think as they're going, they don't want to mess up that rhythm. They're moving down the field. They might as well run a play here on 2nd down and 7 at Noblesville's 33.
About a 2-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. They're going to let it go down. So we got 1 quarter in the books. Miller 7, Royals nothing.
Line. Good second down plays setting up 3rd down and 4.
Well, and Beech Grove continues, JJ, to put themselves in good position on 3rd down. When you can be 3rd and short most of the time, your playbook really opens up here, especially deep in Ritter territory. You still got to think you may have a couple downs here. This is a big down. Ritter's got to get a stop.
4 down tip.
Burst through. He's going to get stopped at the goal line. Lewis hunting for his 4th touchdown of the year. So the clock drops under 20 seconds in this first quarter. I imagine we'll see the Tigers just let this one roll out into the second quarter. But so far, this game has really, really sped by because the clock has barely stopped. We've seen run play after run play after run play from both these teams, and it's really affecting the game speed. So, Kyle, after this first quarter.
For Beech Grove, they're just not only big, but they're flat out getting off the football. And if you put those two pieces together, that's why this run game has been so dominant.
Fumble. Real is able to somehow grab it out of the air and get almost 10 yards. Looks like about 9. I've been impressed with what Jordan Reel's been able to do in executing this offense.
You're living right when the ball tips out and it falls right back in your hands in stride. Take a look at this.
That's Teron Washington,
right
who's in the backfield. Haven't seen him as much in the backfield, so maybe that is where that miscommunication came from. Number 21, Teron Washington, has 2 touchdowns on the ground, but the fumble, nice bounce right back to Jordan Reel, who we've already seen knows what to do with it when it's time to run. 2nd down and 2 from the 28, back with Pope and Hulse in the backfield. And you jinx the offensive line. You give them all kinds of props, and then you get someone to jump.
But you know what? That's okay, because when you're anticipating the snap count, occasionally you'll take a little gamble and you'll do that. I don't think anybody's complaining on how well this Beech Grove offensive line. Now, if you get 2 or 3 of them, they're going to get a talking to. But one now and then, and you continue to dominate like you have, nobody.
You do not want to come away with a field goal here. Box is loaded for both sides as everyone's looking to push forward. H.L. Lewis finds the edge, finds the gap. He gets into the end zone. That's touchdown number 4 for the senior for the Tigers, and they pick up their first touchdown in a week. What we really saw in that last play was a fundamental breakdown of the defensive line. Normally you're going to see a push towards the middle, a pinch, and that pinch was a little bit too severe for Franklin as they weren't able to keep it spread out. Lewis able to sniff out the hole, and he was able to find daylight in the end zone. Phillips on for the extra point, and he puts a line drive between the uprights. Tigers take a 10-6 lead. So just like that, we're seeing a momentum shift. Tigers switched up their offense to
6. Really impressed by the 6'2", 185-pound senior Jordan Reel.
Yeah, Reel makes a good decision here. Good quarterbacks don't just have to have a great arm. It certainly helps. But good decision-making is just important. See, he's looking, know where to throw, and just knows where the chain is and gets the first down.
But we do have a flag.
Yep, coming back.
They said sideline warning.
Well, that's not going to bring it. That's just a warning.
Yep. Sideline warning on Beech Grove, so the chains will move. First down for the Hornets. A little bit more on Jordan Reel on the season. Had 52 carries for 556 yards. That's more than Terrace Pope, more than Sergio Hulse, and also through the air, throwing for 350. So a little bit of a dual threat. This team likes to keep it on the ground, and Reel will keep it himself. Tries to make one man miss, but the ball's on the ground.
Uh-oh.
Is he able to recover it? Looks like the Ritter Raiders are right there if they stay in bounds. And it's a first down for Cardinal Ritter.
Yep.
2 or 3.
Looks like they might be bring Mitch Hebenstreet out there to kick a field goal, which will be a 34-yarder, 4th down and 3.
I'm a little bit surprised that they're going for the field goal on this, Craig. I would have thought that they, with 4th and 3.
So set up on the right hash.
Could it be a fake?
Very well could be. The spot, it's a low lining kick, and that no good. Wide left on the kick by Hebenstreet, and Noblesville will take over at their own 20.
So the Royals come up with no points, but a good drive, Craig, and that's that bodes well for the Royals. That at least they showed on their 3rd possession that they could move the ball, which they just did not do on the first 2 possessions.
Yeah, obviously.
Blasted into the night, the soon night. We're still at sunset here after the long senior night festivities. Luke Bumbelow is back to return the kick. He had, get this, a 70-yarder earlier this year. I don't know if he's going to do that in this very first play.
I don't know. Anything's possible here at Indiana with high school football.
And we're underway from Fortville and Mount Vernon High School. Bumbelow will field it inside his own 5. A little hesitation, Le'Veon Bell style, and it breaks him free.
Penalty flag coming in.
And Bill's right. Not going to get too excited. He did get it close to midfield, though.
So it may go against Newcastle.
Away from midfield. This is a drive. You mentioned they needed the turnover. Now they need some points.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's see if they can cash in here.
Henninger hands off to Roberson. Roberson bounces outside, not going anywhere. Outstanding pursuit among the Beech Grove Hornets. Donovan Bailey near the sideline, pushing Roberson out of bounds.
You know, JJ, obviously turnovers hurt, turning the ball over hurts, but you as an offense, when you can take a turnover and cash it in on the points, that really makes that turnover sting.
Aiden Brooks, number 20, also making first contact there. The Hornets, though, swarming here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 10 for Henninger and the Raiders. Rolling to his right. Not really any chance to complete that one. Tim Godsell once again was the intended target. Maybe a similar play that we saw, but the other direction a couple of plays ago. Godsell not able to haul it in. Fell down near midfield.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he got touched or hit or what, but he had no velocity on that ball at all. He may have been hit just at the last second when he started to throw.
So now 3rd down and 10. We've seen Ritter go for it. The time we saw them punt, the return was back to the original line of scrimmage. So perhaps 4-down territory.
Boy, he threw that in the crowd.
He threw it into a crowd, but we have a penalty.
Be punting on this play.
Royals have got Anthony Eggers back in single safety.
Personal protector Luke Blevins comes up, and he's going to pick up what could be a nice spiraling punt.
Beautiful punt.
Eggers will catch that ball at his own 25 and bounce backwards. Jacob Ham, number 47, I believe. Nope, check that. Eddie Jenick. He's all over.
You don't really get upset at people if it's aggression. Now, that's tough. When you as a defensive lineman, I'm going to have sympathy all day for those guys. Because when you're running as quick and as hard as you can, and he releases that ball, it is so difficult at times to put on the brakes.
I believe that was Josh Fryer, and I'm not sure I agree with you what else he could have done. He hit him head on, not helmet to helmet, but it is a roughing the passer penalty and a break for Cardinal Ritter. And I guess the other positive sign is that Henninger still in the game.
You know, I like the call. I think the call is the absolutely right call. It's just a tough deal. I don't think in any way, shape, or form you get on the player because not much he can do.
Actually, need to make a correction. Henninger has gone to the sidelines, and it looks like we have a new quarterback in for Cardinal Ritter, Ladero Woods, number 4, the backup quarterback. He kind of does everything for Cardinal Ritter. He's the punter and kicker tonight, and you see him now as the backup quarterback into the game. So Jack Henninger goes out on that roughing the passer penalty, and Woods shows he's a talented running back, or talented with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, they talked about they like to get him some reps anyway because his athleticism can really make some plays. I'm not so sure that roughing the passer, I should say, got him banged up a little bit, Henninger.
Yeah, we'll still await word on Jack Henninger, number 8. But for now, Ladero Woods in at quarterback for Ritter. And, you know, he's running towards the sidelines, talking with Ty Hunt, plays, trying to make sure they're on the same page. This is an important drive before halftime to get something here for Cardinal Ritter.
Yeah, you're dead right. And this young quarterback's making some plays.
Woods rolling to his left, trying to evade the rush, and there are just too many Hornets there. Woods brought down for a loss of about 6.
Yeah, and this is a tough position to put the quarterback in because you had him rolling to his left. He's trying to throw with his right arm. See, he can never get his feet under. Plus, he's in that area of where there's no grass, and so he starts to slip. I would have preferred, if I would think they would have had him rolling right, a little more natural for him to throw the football. That's a tough situation for the quarterback.
A number of Hornets, including Nick Smock, were there to provide the pressure. You could almost count that as a team sack for Beech Grove. All right, we have a timeout on the field. Cardinal Ritter calls timeout prior.
Throw to a receiver as much as an area.
Bruce pass falls incomplete.
Looking for either Jackson or McCartney. Ended up finding open space, so this will bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's one of the longest throws we've seen him throw this year, and I don't think he's experienced enough to be able to air it out like that and be able to be accurate.
With only 2 receivers, that certainly makes it a lot tougher, as you don't have any check down options. You really have to go for it. Hand off to Dylan Scally. He is tripped up from behind, falls forward for a pickup of 4.
Scally with the carry up the middle.
So this brings up another 3rd and medium for the Tigers. They've been able to convert on all of their 3rd downs, but then again, so at Franklin Central before they had to punt on that last drive. Tigers need to avoid that mistake, keep driving, and push the advantage. So we got 9:30 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Rue, short little check down route, and that one thrown to the way
there by the front line by Brent.
So that'll fall incomplete. 4th and 6 for
his defender.
Carson Sanders made the touchdown-saving tackle, but the Royals are in business at the 28.
Yeah, didn't see who Gonzalez had that he pushed outward, but he pushed toward the far sideline.
He cleared the
Sparks going end zone, Brad, and this is going to be picked off by number 6, Zach Groover.
Are they going to give him the interception, or are they going to say he was out of bounds? They're giving him the interception and the touchback. So Zach Gruber comes through big for the Millers, puts a stop to the Royals drive. The only consolation on this whole thing for the Royals is, Craig, they have not, even though they haven't come up with any points in these last 2 drives, they have shown that they can move the ball, unlike the first couple drives that they had when they went 3 and out.
So we almost saw Zach Groover get a pick 6 down early.
He's not looked to the left side to the trip receivers, Jonathan. He's relying on the big guy.
The receiver at the very bottom of your screen is Cooper Roosh. They're throwing it to him. He has it, but it's broken up. A nice play by Ashton Lewis, the junior cornerback. And there's our first 4th down of the game. The normal punter for Newcastle is Gage Burke, a senior. The normal running back, and he's back yet again. To return the kick for the Marauders is Rylan Cole. We're expecting to see him get a lot of carries, maybe even just the next play.
Going to his left, trying to evade the rush, and there are just too many Hornets there. Woods brought down for a loss of about 6.
Yeah, and this is a tough position to put the
So that's going to bring the ball back 10 yards on the hold, back to the 10. So it's 1st and 20, replaying 1st down. So Gremmel and Noblesville's offense in trouble. Passing out to the left, finds room. And there's going to be another flag on the play.
That in the backfield again.
Try and keep it safe with a run. That's the decision facing Franklin. Going for the pass here and going for a long one. thrown up over the middle, broken up. Great defense from Michael Longo, as the intended receiver was Durham, his favorite receiver. Great defense, able to knock it away.
This is Longo's first week starting at cornerback too. He's done a great job thus far.
So he was able to slap the ball away there, bringing up a quick 4th and 5. As we saw Colin Shockley in his first punt of the night almost get overrun by a horde of defenders. He's going to have to get the football away as soon as it touches his hands. No room to just walk around back there. So 4th and 5. Shockley gets a high snap. Tigers back there, almost slapped away as it looked like Lassick was there first.
A touchdown by Fisher on this drive will really put an exclamation point on this half.
So picked up at the 44-yard line. Tigers, that's how far they have to march. They're really getting the football back where they gave it away. So a new chance here with a new set of downs. They're going to have H.L. Lewis back in there. See how they traverse with half the field to go. He's got Jackson and Boland as his receivers. Hands this one off to Lewis on the misdirection. He dives forward, picking up a good amount of yards there. As he's past the 40, he's going to pick up 5 on that initial run. So Kyle, on that scoring drive where they picked
Eggers back at his own 49, and he is tackled at the 40. He'll be marked at the 47-yard line. Eddie Jenick.
Was that Jenick?
Check that. No, that was 24, Aiden Richardson.
Aiden Richardson who got him, and that was a classic definition of a shoe-sting tackle. Craig, watch this, how he gets him, and he just barely gets him on the leg, and just enough to trip him up. About a 4-yard return, but a pretty good punt there by Jack Knight again. But the Royals have got 3:40 to go here in the half to try to get something on the board.
They're starting this drive at Noblesville's 47.
Best field position.
Boysen in motion. Fakes the handoff. He'll roll out left. Sparks has time across the middle and he way overthrows. That would have been across the middle. 81 landed Morris. So I'm not sure if Morris ran a wrong route or if Lance should have ran in on a post. And that didn't happen.
Yeah, there was some miscommunication somehow or another on that play because Morris was overthrown on that crossing route by a good 10 yards.
Labeled the X receiver. You're the number 1 receiver for the quarterback if you're open, and if they throw it.
Will they throw it here? No, they won't. Nice move by Ryland Cole across the 20 and diving to the 15.
Ryland did an excellent job of, the defender had him wrapped up. And this is something that gets me, Jonathan. If you've got him stopped, grab the legs. You grab your legs, you can't run anywhere.
It's a whole fresh, or 2nd and 4 for Mount Vernon. Harley looking to throw. Quick hitter out to the boundary, trying to cut it back in, but wrestled down. Dylan Beck was there with 6 minutes left here in the opening quarter.
A loss of 1 maybe on the play.
So he picks up a quick 6, gets a new set of downs for the Tigers. 1st and 10. Marching on the 31-yard line of Franklin. 3 receiver set. As another handoff to Scally. Scally putting on the afterburners as he gets to the outside edge. And he is team tackled out there. That's a good defensive play, able to bring him out of bounds. Looks like that was Coles on the first hit. And there's a penalty marker thrown at around the 30-yard line. That line is scrimmage. It's going to be holding for the Tigers, so that'll bring him back 10. So this will march the Tigers back even more as they'll get the ball at the 39. Now they're going to have a 1st and 18 to go. So now Fishers looks like they're going to be forced to pass it. Rather than passing it, they're going to give it right back to their trusty back, Dylan Scally. He picks up 6 quick. But this is where, you know, the short runs are one thing when it's a 1st and 10. Now when you're pushed back to a 1st and 18, if you get 3 short runs up the middle, looking at those 5-yard, 4-yard runs, that's when it gets tougher. That's when you're going to have to shift it towards the passing offense if the Tigers can't pick up a significant amount of yards here.
Up there, if he had some more real estate, he would have come down with it.
A little bit too high. A little bit too high. Just landing a tad out of bounds. 2nd and 10 from the 10. Have to get a touchdown. No first downs anymore. Cole back in the backfield. Ryland, that is, with Harley. He'll keep it. Harley, if he can elude him, has running.
Their pickup, and I believe
They're
that
going
will
to give him
move
the first down.
That will move the sticks again.
Levens has had a good game so far tonight.
Not many downs. 7 total tonight for Southeastern. Noblesville with 5 now. And now 1:40 until half. Makes it a 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. We'll try and keep you up to date on different other scores.
Got a timeout being called here by the Millers. They're trying to get things lined up here in this last 122. While we got a timeout on the field, let's remind you that Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel, for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith's remains. If one were to ask how and why, the answer is very, very simple. It's their
who is coming up from JV. He hasn't gotten any looks tonight, but Rue is limping out there, but props to this kid. He is playing through it. He's got a 4th and 3, walking on an injured leg. You can see the pain it takes as he hands it off to Scally. Scally wrapped up and thrown down. Yeah, we're seeing Rue under a lot of pain in that left leg. He is limping off the field, showing great power of will to get himself off there. And as soon as he gets to the sideline, he's showing the entire brunt of that falling to the ground.
I'm not sure why Fishers didn't take him out on that play. He was obviously hurt. Franklin Central sees that, and it's obviously going to be a run, Jay.
So turnover on.
He's going to throw it, but he dives up near the 25, picks up 2 yards.
He hesitated just a moment on that, and the Millers, I believe, are taking another timeout. So we're down to 1:14 here in the first half. And you know, Craig, you remember that HCTV calendar? HCTVcalendar.com.
I do now.
Yeah, that's a great event calendar. So be sure to check out that calendar for upcoming events in Hamilton County, including local high school events. Now, if you or your group has an event going on, you can add it to the calendar, and guess what? It's really easy to do, and it's also absolutely positively free. Hamilton County Community Calendar has been online since 1995. Check it out. www.hctvcalendar.com. We'd like to thank you for checking us out tonight, regardless of how you're watching us. If you're watching us through website, through one of the many, many social media that we have available, we appreciate you tuning in tonight.
Came into this game with only 23 carries, but he'd already picked up 150 yards, and he's showing those production numbers in the early goings of this game. The Flash is taking their time, moving up to the line of scrimmage there as they're drawing out their attack. They're on their own 46 and moving. Quick pass here going on the screen route to Deal. Deal splits a couple of defenders. Lassick in on the tackle. Brings him down right in front of the first down marker. And an update on that Marcus Rue situation. He is on the trainer's table. Now the coaches are talking to Lucas Pruitt. Looks like they're prepping him to go in. So it looks
the 45-yard line. They're going to put it at the 48-yard line.
And I believe he had 20 carries for 93 yards last week against Franklin Central. Big 23-yard pickup by Luke Blevins on that play. 1st and 10, Noblesville at their own 48. Minute 7 left till half. Gremmel back to pass, finds his receiver, and that ball is complete to Wyatt Blades. About a 5-yard pickup, 6-yard pickup.
Blades made the catch on that, and that's going to go down to the 46 is where they're going to spot the ball. So he gets 6 yards, leaves him with a 2nd and 4. He got out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:02 on the clock here in the half.
So Gremmel in the pistol has Blevins to his left. Twins to both sides. Plenty of time. He's rushed on the backside, and he is, almost sacked. Flushes out right, and
is that
almost
intercepted? Oh, boy, that was close.
Wyatt Blades just about caught it, but Manny Daniels
almost picked that off from Wyatt Blades.
Yeah, just about eight seconds run off the clock there. Now it's 3rd down and 4.
Check this pass out.
Yeah.
Nice fake there to begin with, and Gremmel finally lets it go. Wyatt Blades thought he was going to have a catch. Manny Daniels just stepped in front of him.
Isaac Abeyo thought he was going to have a sack, too.
We got a Miller who's a little bit slow getting up. I think that's Zach Tuane who was a little slow getting up there.
Another one playing 2 ways.
Yeah.
3rd and 4 at the Southeast 46. 54 seconds left till half. Gremmel in the pistol. Screen pass. Jaden Barrett catches the ball and now gets down to about the 41. 5 yards pickup, and that's going to be a 1st down.
They didn't get out of bounds, so the clock will stop while the chains move, but as soon as the chains are set, clock will start again, and it's rolling at 46 seconds.
Spikes the ball, does Gremmel, on 1st down with 45 ticks left till half.
Scoreboard shows the Millers have got 2 timeouts left. I thought they used 2 already. Maybe it was 1-1 then, okay.
Will's keeping better track than we are, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that Will's on the ball. You know, to be the producer-director, you got to be on the ball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got the timeouts here.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they do on TV. This is our TV. 2nd down and 10 after that 1st down, and the spike on 1st down. 3 wide to the far side. Blades to the near for Noblesville. Barrett in motion again. Back to pass is Gremmel, and he's going to be sacked by Anthony Eggers.
He's going down at about the 45.
Loss of 14 yards.
Yeah, the contact was at the 48, so that's
Still
where they're
going
to. Yeah, loss of 10 on the play.
So it's going to cause Noblesville
the Royals
burn a timeout.
I believe the Royals took that timeout.
Did they? Well, 3rd and 21. If there's any chance they can get the ball back.
Yeah. We still haven't updated the scoreboard here, but I think it was the Royals who took that timeout. Gremmel, this is a coverage sack, most definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because as soon as whoever peeled off that block, that's when Gremmel was just, met in the backfield for that sack. And
we were talking about the girls soccer sectional. Of course, the highlight of that is going to come Tuesday night when the Millers and the Royals get together again.
They tied 1-1 the other night.
They tied 1-1 here Wednesday evening, and Dan Axe and I will be back at White River Elementary to bring you the rematch. That'll be an exciting match.
In the door comes Hamilton County TV legend and Noblesville legend Perry Williams.
Well, we'll talk to him at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
Grant Gremmel keeps it. Abeyo takes him down. Do we have a timeout again? The Royals take another timeout. So that'll be, 4th and about 14 with 31.1 on the clock.
Update from Arcadia. Tipton up 20-0 on Hamilton Heights at halftime. Courtesy of Perry Williams. He's got people everywhere for the update. Usually we're texting back and forth. This is week 7. This is the first game we've done together this year.
Did we call Perry the Godfather, maybe?
The HCTV Godfather.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good title for him. He makes people deals they can't refuse.
Oh, yeah.
31.1
Now we're down to
clock.
one timeout each.
I thought the Royals used their last timeout. Scoreboard says one each. Will Wofford says one each. That sneaky little devil, he stuck that in there when we weren't watching.
We saw that. 4th down and 14 at the Southeastern 45.
And the Millers are going to go for it here.
31 ticks till half. Why not?
Yeah, why not at this point? Exactly. I have my fan club here. Yeah, that's my granddaughter Alexis.
Timeout, Noblesville. That'll be their final timeout. Let's see if Will already took it away.
Been an interesting last 25, 30 seconds here, Craig.
Slightly.
Are we ever going to get to the second half? Perry Williams will be joining us at halftime to talk about this a little bit.
He had a surprised look on his face.
Well, you know, we put him on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see what happens, but I think you got to be careful here, too, Jay. You do. Stake, and you'll put yourself out of it.
I'd be getting some Gatorade as well for Lids at half because he is going to be a busy boy in the second half. Quarterback, he's the punter, he's now the kicker. He's returning punts. He's playing defense, I believe, as well. LaDarrell Woods, the quarterback. Based on the formation, they're not content to. Although Woods will fake the handoff. Looked like the ball maybe was about to come dislodged there. That play alone could lead Coach Ty Hunt to say, you know what, we may be done for the first half.
Yeah, that's they cannot afford to go in any deeper down than they still with the strike. Make a mistake here, let Beech Grove score another one, and that makes it incredibly difficult. So I think you're going to see Ritter just kind of let the clock go down and go into halftime and regroup. They're still within striking distance.
You see the clock under 10. Hey, we'll take into this one opportunity. You never know. Get one last snap in. Snapping to Woods. The hand Roberson. First down yardage.
That'll go to Jackson Lance.
Lance gets the completion.
Out of bounds. He picked up.
Like
did he pick up 10?
Oh, he kicked up about 9.5 according to the sticks, but he got the clock stopped at 17.1.
Yep, he was out of bounds with that catch, or when he caught it, he got out of bounds quickly.
Clock started, so they're going to have to put 17.1 seconds back on the clock. Let's put it this way, they should have put 17.1 back on the clock, but apparently they're not going to. Now they're rolling the clock. Apparently they're saying he was not out of bounds.
Sparks back to pass, has time, and he is going to be, that ball is tossed back. Manny Daniels, nope, that's Matt Harris.
Yeah, Harris makes the catch, and that's going to be the final play of the first half.
Looks like he's spun out of bounds.
It's not.
The wide of the field must be further out than we think.
Yeah, I think did the Royals call a timeout? Or no, there was a first down. First down, that's why the clock stopped.
First down, and he spikes it. As we had 2.4, I believe. He spikes the ball.
1.5. Not sure what they're doing down here, Craig, if they nullified that play or not.
It's time to coach his guys up, if you will.
And Rylan Cole, and here's Braxton Tretipo. I think he's in. Maybe. Yes.
Yes, touchdown, Tretipo.
Bishop back to pass, looking short. Throws this one over the middle. That's Durham wide open. He burned his defender on the button hook. And a touchdown for Franklin Central. Everyone expecting run. Durham with a fantastic route for his third touchdown of the year.
Great hook route by Durham. Really shook the defender right there, got it wide open.
Yeah, not sure anyone on the Tiger defense was expecting that. But Bishop showing he's still got an arm. That's his third touchdown of the year. All 3 of those have gone to Durham. So now Shockley on to put this one rather. That's Crutchfield, and Crutchfield 0 for 2 on point afters, and that could come back to bite Franklin Central. They could be up by 4. Now they're up by 2. So tough point after there for Crutchfield as he wasn't quite able to
dominate like they have in the first quarter and even into the start of the second here.
Main targets. Tritipo has 2 catches. Byrne has 2. Jackson had the big one, the 21-yarder on his first catch of the game. It's working out very well for Mount Vernon, and Newcastle needs to respond quickly. Otherwise, this might be looking like it can get out of hand.
Well, we had something similar last week, and it ended up being a 2-point victory for the Warriors of Covenant Christian. But these are 2 totally different teams, both 4A ball clubs. And we'll see if Kyle York will open it up once they get the ball on this kickoff.
Little pooch kick fielded by Lance Nicholson. He's still going before being wrestled down at the 43-yard line. Here's the replay of the touchdown. Like the calm discussion.
picks it up at his own 8, and nowhere for him to run. He stays on his feet. Josh Jackson, flag thrown as he gets down to the 20. Flag thrown by the furthermost official, as we'll see what he saw there. He threw that one down at the 36, readjusting to the 31. Franklin Central pointing to the Fishers side of the football. So it looks like we'll see a holding or a block in the back to bring the Tigers back even more. Lucas Pruitt making his way out onto the field. And his first touch at the ball game is going to be a quarterback kneel. As this penalty is going to push Fishers back, it's going to be a holding call all the way down to the 10-yard line. Not like it matters, as it, with 7 seconds on the clock, Tigers don't want to gamble from so far in their own side of the field. Pruitt's first snap sets the knee to the dirt, and that's going to let the clock run out in this first half of football. So Franklin Central has the 12-10 lead. But
get away! Another great play by Ashton Lewis.
Ashton Lewis just got there, and, you know, he turned around, and when the receiver looked up, Lewis came down and knocked it away.
That was Tristan Cheshire, the senior. Came into the game with 20 catches. He now has 21 on the season. 3rd and 1. Cheshire is on the right side near you, along with James Thompson. Here's the snap. Rolling left. Still rolling. Firing. And a first down. And we'll keep it here for a second. Let's catch up with our sideline reporter. Burtner Electric bringing you Coach Keith Myers.
With us now is with Brandon Ecker. He's director at Mount Vernon High School. A lot of things going on this fall for you guys.
Yeah, it's been a busy fall for us. Obviously, things are going pretty well.
Volleyball team plays at sectionals in a couple weeks. Had a great year, 19-5.
Yeah, and they keep it rolling. They have the Bishop Chatard tournament coming up next Saturday, but they got a busy week next week. We got senior night on Monday against Shenandoah. They're on the road on Tuesday to Noblesville. Then they finish the season at New Pal, which is a big conference matchup for us.
And this guy goes on fall break next week, but there's no fall break for you, is there?
No, not much. Actually, Monday through Saturday we're here, and then the following week it's about everything. Again, we're hosting sectional for soccer. We have a busy slate.
Thanks for letting the SRM be in here tonight.
Absolutely, happy to have you.
Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Coach. It is 2nd and 6 now after a completion to Nick Greaser, Hand off to Burke. He's got a lot of running room to the far sideline. Has a first down across the 35. And there, the rushing attack for the Trojans began to show up a little bit, Bill.
Now, you know, we thought Newcastle would be the team to throw it and Mount Vernon to run. Now it's Newcastle running, Mount Vernon passing, you know, so, you know, you pick whatever you want here, you know.
Got a little bit of bizarro football going on. They flipped scripts. And it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Blitz shown. Barber floats it down the sideline, and that one's
Penalty
caught
flag.
by Cheshire, and a flag's flying in.
Tristan Chesser.
For the moment, with the second catch of the game.
They might get Mount Vernon. Pass interference on Mount Vernon.
They're moving the chains. Yeah, it's against Mount Vernon. So the play will stand. A nice pitch and catch from Barber to Cheshire. They tried that earlier this drive, Bill, and this time it worked out.
Yeah, the defender for Mount Vernon, Chesser, just got him, I'd say, discombobulated a little bit, and Barber was able to hit him.
So Thompson, Greaser, and Bumbelow are near you. Regal's in the far slot. Cheshire's wide to the top. Barber looks to Bumbelow, who has it inside the 5 to about the 1. Cole Schneider's on the tackle, who is one of the many, many seniors honored before this game.
What they had like 19 seniors on this Mount Vernon ball club.
And that doesn't include the cheerleaders, the dance team, the band, who are all honored. Senior night. Barber looking to celebrate it, but his receiver wasn't ready.
Knocked away.
Brings up 3rd down, 3rd and goal.
Definitely got to be 4-down territory for Newcastle here if you don't make it here on this one.
And anything, Bill, you'd put the Marauders in terrible field position if you don't get it. We see Gage Burke in here for running back. Greaser, Regal, Cheshire wide to the right. Bumbelow isolated to the top. Mount Vernon has defended him very well so far. Quick hitter, incomplete. He was looking to Titus Regal. And now 4th down. We'll see, Bill.
Doesn't
looks like, well, here comes a little changeroo.
Of course, we had a punt last week we thought was going to be a punt. Ended up going for a pass and a first down.
You're right, yeah. That was the biggest pass play of the game for the first half.
So I think Coach York just, you know, like, we're down here close. Let's get some points on the board. It's late in the second quarter.
Big-time soccer player, Skylar Stevenson. We'll touch on him later as this kick is up. And good, his first field goal of the year. And that makes it 9.
Effective schools, but the one thing about it is, you know, Adam's got a little bit advantage over Justin as he got to go at midterm and meet some of these kids and work out of them. Justin's Roden's job, he got a little bit late and had to get here and drink out of a fire hose, pretty much. But, you know, the one thing about it, Roden kept some of the staff and brought some with him, and Adam basically had to start all over at Southeastern. So, you know, it's pros and cons on both sides, but I think both coaches are doing a great job. You know, they're both 3-3, respectable football season, and they got a lot of talent. And of course, you know, Adam Morris is a defensive guy. Justin Roden's a defensive guy. I mean, they're both defensive guys, and you can tell that out here on this football field. I mean, the score is 7-0. I don't think either team will put up a lot of points. I mean, that's just the way things go. But you know, it's a good ball game, good defensive ball game, and like you said, you know, turnovers, errors, field position. it's going to be a huge part of this game. Now, the one thing you noticed out there now that wasn't that way at the beginning of the game that may affect his second half on field position and everything is that wind's really picked up.
Yeah, the wind has picked up. It was pretty calm when we got here this afternoon about 5:30.
And you can see out on the field those flags are really.
And even pregame, if you take a look at the flags for the color guard out here, you can see that they're pretty well straight out. In the American flag, which is flying over the.
Good soccer player. He's played the 7th most minutes for the Trojan team with 4 goals and 3 assists. Not bad. 8:17 to go here in the second quarter. In motion is Tritipo. It'll be to him, and here comes the double reverse looking for the throw. Airing it out, Sean Shipley. Man downfield, first down.
Did a little razzle-dazzle there with that one, Jonathan. Tritipo to Shipley, who's the backup quarterback, and then Shipley found his receiver downfield and picked up a big first down for Mount Vernon.
But there is a flag on the field.
Oh, ineligible man downfield, is that what it was?
P.J. Sterrett was the one who caught it. It was fun while it lasted.
So that will negate that big throw by Sean Shipley.
And that was like the super-duper version of the Philly special.
Coach Doug Peterson of the Philadelphia Eagles, he pulled that during the Super Bowl and the playoffs, and now everybody's getting on board with that.
And a Newcastle player shows blitz.
We got about 6 men in the box up there.
On 1st and 15. Wide open! Terrell Jackson! And wrapped up and dropped on the other side of the 40. Gavin Ridge was there. A nice read option play build and nets him a bunch.
It did, and it gets him across the midfield stripe, and a nice route ran by Darrell Jackson, the main receiver for this Mount Vernon Marauder Ball Club.
And here we go on 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs. Looking down the sideline. Incomplete for Rylan Cole. Mason Hardwick was there to break it up.
Harley was close to that scrimmage line, but he was stayed back enough just to air that ball out.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 with 7 minutes and 47 seconds left here in the second quarter. Mount Vernon, like the entire game so far, moving the ball well. Cam Cole wide to the top, Jackson wide to the bottom. They go to Jackson. Why not? And he goes right through the safeties. Touchdown, Marauders!
Oh, wow. Jackson ran that little slant route. Harley found him, and like Jonathan said, he split the safety and took it to the house.
15-3. That is Jackson's 4th touchdown of the year. He leads the team in that department. And here comes the very fun, unique swinging gate formation. The 1 center, the 2 receivers stacked at the top. Tritipo catches it with a bunch of blockers around him, and that did not work one bit. And on that note, we're going to head to the commercial break. Mount Vernon leads 15-3 on Indiana SRN. We are always in the game.
Today's an epic battle. I mean, you have the number one team in the state in Hamilton Southeastern, and number 3 in Noblesville. So it's in the first round of the sectional.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great game, and they played to a 1-1 tie the other night, and there was a heck of a lot of saves in that game too.
Oh, there were some great saves and some great shots. It was if you like soccer, that was a great soccer game to watch. And the funny part was that Dan Axe and I both talked on the air and off the air about, well, how do you think this thing is going to come out? And we basically, Perry, thought that we had the potential for another 0-0 game, which is what we had. We've had a couple of those 0-0 matches, and we'd both more or less said, if somebody scores, that may be it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then you had the Millers score first, and then not 27 seconds later, the Royals pop it in, and then the rest of the match was a draw.
Yeah.
And but you had a lot of great competition out there. I mean, just watching these kids play their hearts out, it just it was an amazing match. The Millers, in order to win the conference, they had to win the game outright. The Royals could settle for the Royals could have done it with a win or a tie. And I think as things got down toward the last couple minutes of that of that game, you could see it transitioning a little bit, where the Royals were out there saying, okay, we're not going to let this get away. If we can score, fine, but we've got to go to a prevent defense, and it worked for them, and they ended up with the tie in the game in the HCC title. But let's take that. Let's tear up all the papers. Let's tear up all the
see
stats,
what happens here.
And it's
starting
going to be
Tuesday, and then Thursday
yeah.
you have two games, 5:30 and 7. Of course, 5:30.
Gage Burke. That'll be a 1st and 10. New set of downs. 41. Hey, Bill Ludlow, do we have a little trivia question for our folks?
Yeah, let's wait let's play, and then we'll give it to them.
And Gage Burke will get another solid run.
Week, and of course they'll have a game day.
Yeah, we'll have game day next Friday.
Yeah.
But looking ahead a couple weeks, Perry, we've even got more coming, because we have got the sectional for volleyball.
Yes.
That is going to be at Westfield this year, and if that's anything like the sectional was last year at Noblesville, that brought us some surprises.
Absolutely.
And in that, so it's
Thanks for treating Bill well. That's nice. Do we have a?
Well, it was my birthday, so
They had to. They had to treat you well.
I'm 39 again.
Consistently. How many years is that now, Bill? Here's Barber looking to pump it and flip it, and Bumble allows it intercepted. It is
Intercepted. What is that? That's his second tonight.
Or second interception of the year, definitely.
Looks like Ryland Cole might have intercepted that one.
It was Ryland Cole, his second interception of the year. A lot of twos here. And Barber, that he was aiming for Bumbelow, and it wasn't able to reel it in. And at this little change of pace, let's check the Titus Bakery out-of-town scoreboard. Big game in Southern Indiana. Heritage Hills leads South Ridge 7-0. Another big one, Bill, check this out. In Evansville, Memorial and Central, who we both saw, they are tied at nothing as their game has just begun. Harley over the middle and missing. I'll bring up 2nd and 10. Further games. In Fort Wayne, Bishop Dwenger leads Bishop Lewis 15-0. Cecina is leading Triton Central 13-0. South Bend St. Joe over Mishawaka 14-7. And unfortunately, Brownsburg leads Zionsville 28-10. Ryland Cole tried to juke past the defenders and wasn't able to, getting it to the 28-yard line. Gain of about 3.
If Mount Vernon continues to dominate here in the second quarter, eat up a lot of that clock, Jonathan, they get the ball to start the second half.
And that could be big, an opportunity to double up. Jackson with 3 catches for 97 yards is at the bottom of your screen on the 30-yard line. Harley looks towards him. Will fire it underneath to Burren, though, and it's going to be short of a first down. Bring up about 3rd and 3. Greaser was able to get the stop. 6 minutes to go. Check that, 4th and 2. And Mount Vernon will punt Joel Ratliff for the first time tonight. He's averaging 32 yards, which isn't half bad for high school.
We think he's going to punt, right?
We would never know, Bill. We always are ready. And we won't punt. It's going to be the up back, and they probably should have. Braden Miller was there to stop him. And the Trojans were all ready for it, just like we were, Bill Ludlow.
And they turned it over on downs, our first turnover on downs of the night. And Newcastle starting in good field position, probably for the first time tonight.
And they do. They're in great spot. They got a field goal last time they're on this side of the field. And they need more. The far receivers nearest to you is Thompson. The one furthest away is Cheshire.
Skill position guys getting an extra chance to get the ball in their hands. So a short kick means pretty good field position for Beech Grove.
Yeah, and that's not what you want if you're Ritter. Now, that being said, let's look at both teams right now. Beech Grove, if they can put a drive together and get another big run, they could really make it difficult on Ritter. On the other side, Ritter knows that. Ritter knows, and Ritter really didn't blitz a lot there in that first half. They didn't take a lot of chances defensively. However, they know they can ill afford to allow Beech Grove to equal the end zone again.
Keep an eye on number 55, Joe Adiju. He's on the defensive line for Ritter, also starting on the offensive line. He'd been injured for the 2 or 3 games, and he is back tonight for Ritter. But the first play, much like we saw in that first half, it's first down yardage for Beech Grove. They are so good tonight on first down. That looked like Sergio Hulse who had that carry.
The defense has been somewhat the project for Ritter all year long. They've been giving up over 27 points a game. They're young and a little bit inexperienced coming into this season defensively, and it still shows a little bit. They're going to have to tighten up. I think they've got to take a little more risk with those linebackers and blitz a little more.
Sergio Hulse and Terrace Pope in the backfield. That handoff goes to Pope, and he had that long touchdown run to start this game, and he's brought down by number 15, Timmy Gotzel.
Yeah, Beech Grove won the horse collar there. But just as I talked about the blitz, Ritter had the blitz. See, here comes the blitz. They got him, but they don't bring him down. If you're going to blitz, you got to bring him down.
Jaden Brock, though, did at least alter Pope's course just a little bit, and it's still no gain, 2nd down and 10.
But I like the defensive call to try to give a spark to your defense, perhaps put a little more pressure on him, and blitz is part of that.
Jordan Reel still operating out of the shotgun. He'll hand the ball off to Hulse. Hulse following blockers on the left side of that line. Picks up about 5, so they'll be 3rd down and 5 in there. Once again into Cardinal Ritter territory.
You know, you certainly like a ball club that can really throw the football, but when you can have a ball club that can dominate on the front line and really run the football with a purpose and then back it up with a great defense, that equals you can go pretty deep in any tournament, because running the football and great defense go hand in hand in my book.
I'm curious, Jed. You know, you got Josh Fryer. He's 6'6", 285, and he's the center. Normally your biggest or your offensive lineman with that kind of height and weight, he's on the tackle.
When you're that big,
thought of
JJ,
having him as the center.
JJ, when you're that big, you play wherever you want.
It definitely helps the interior running game
right.
when you've got him there at center, but then they've been showing they could go outside as well. First down completion, that to Gavin Mitchell, who's made some nice plays. Actually, a little premature, maybe not a first down. The referees are going to take a closer look at it. Perhaps we're going to measure.
He is a big boy, too. Wow. He is just.
They're on the other side of the field, but they see over the crown and say, first down, Hornets. So many times in this game already we've said this is an important drive for Cardinal Ritter specifically, because they've been the ones trailing. I think at this point it's 9 now. You fall behind 16 or 17, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're right, and it is more on Ritter's shoulders right now because they have trailed and continue to trail. The onus is on them now to make a play.
Hand off to Hulse. Hulse picking up some tough yards. It feels like every
40, all the way. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Noblesville. And did I say statement? They made one here. Luke Blevins, 66 yards later. And wow, What a run.
That is a huge play, and it looked like the Royals had him stopped, and he just came and bounced back and turned around and went right down the sideline there for that touchdown.
Well, you know what? A test for both sides, and Noblesville passed on the very first play of the second half. And just 19 seconds into the second half, Noblesville has their second touchdown of the game. Knight with the PAT and boots it almost to the score, actually over the scoreboard. And Noblesville, with 11:41 left third quarter, or 19 seconds into the third, they're up 4.
You know, the other part of Beech Grove is when you can just set and eat this clock and move the football. That's another weapon. It's very difficult for Ritter to score when they don't have the ball very much.
This is Beech Grove's game. Keep it on the ground, get that clock running. One of the best running teams in the state and so many weapons. Nice option play, and it's Sergio Hulse, first down yardage. As the Hornets move the chains, a little frustrated toward the end of that run, it looked like, but no penalty flag, and the chains are once again moving.
I like this play a lot. Look at the fake. Here's the first fake inside, and boy, did you see how everybody freeze for Ritter? That was because of great fake inside, and that's just enough on that pitch out to have all kinds of room because the linebackers froze on that first fake.
We're already at the 7-minute, 50-second mark of the third quarter. Cardinal Ritter hasn't had a chance to have the football yet. Nice defense there as Jordan Real kept it himself. Picked up about 2 or 3. Looks like we've got a flag in that Ritter defensive backfield.
You know, we've talked over and over.
Curious what that could be on a running play like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but if you're Beech Grove here, and you can take all this clock off and then put a touchdown in, that is tough. And here's a personal foul against Beech Grove, JJ.
You know, I referenced towards the end of that run, Sergio Hulse was not happy, and maybe the officials are seeing tempers start to flare just a little bit, and then you're kind of paying a little bit closer attention. You don't want anything to get out of hand. Maybe a message sent on that penalty.
Well, I think so. And you know what? Both these teams want to win, and they want to win very bad. And so their emotions are on their sleeve a little bit. I like it. Now, can't be carried away, but, you know, that's telling me that both these teams want to play hard and want to win really bad.
So first down and 23, but Beech Grove has not been intimidated by long yardage situations in the first half, but that time Jordan Real not going anywhere. Great job by the Ritter defense, starting to toughen up when it matters most.
Well, that's the same play they ran earlier, and the linebackers this time do not bite on the fake inside. They played their positions and got that outside seal, so there was really nowhere to pitch the football. And Ritter much better defensively. Here's the thing with Ritter's defense. You know, JJ, at times they've played pretty well. Then there have a few times where they kind of have letdowns, don't tackle well, and when that happens, it just really bites them bad.
To be honest, it's only been one long drive for scoring play. There were 2 long one-play drives. Real, we know he's got an arm. He throws it towards the end zone. Touchdown! Beech Grove! What a play! Donovan Paley! Maybe a little bit of a push-off. They were jostling for position. He got a little separation, and like I said, we know Real can heave it.
Well, look how high he gets this up to kind of just roll it over the top of the defender, just ever so slightly.
There's no push there. There's going to be a little bit of contact on any kind of play like that. It's almost like a punt, though.
Nobody cares about that contact when you make a reception like that. What a pitch, what a catch.
And we knew he could throw it because of late second quarter. We saw him heave one 55 yards into the air. So on that situation, you've got a great opportunity with Real. Drop back, give him some time, throw it towards the end zone.
You're exactly straight. Now, here's the thing. Defensively, you've got to be prepared for a little bit of contact. So there's going to be a little bit of contact, so you cannot give way. It almost is if the defender kind of waited on the football and it drifted a little bit on him.
Jordan Real entered the game with 355 yards passing, as we'll call this extra point kick first. Kick from Angel Fonseca is partially blocked and no good. So that's kind of an important play there because it keeps the deficit at 15 in Ritter Street.
Groover and Wyatt Blades back to receive this punt.
That one just died
waved
in
off.
the wind.
And it's going to
Royals
go
get a good bounce.
out of
That
bounds,
went out,
23.
23. Royals got lucky on that. They got a good bounce, and they probably got another 15 yards out of that punt just on that roll. So the Millers will go back on offense here for their second offensive play of the half.
In less than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
1st and 10, they'll have the ball at their own 23-yard line. Glad you've joined us tonight. Beautiful night for high school football here in week 7 here at Noblesville's Beaver Materials Field. Clear and 63. Obviously a breeze going north to south. Handoff again. Blevins finds room up the middle. He'll get across the 25 up to the 26 for a 3-yard pickup.
I think Manny Daniels had the first contact on that. Also in on that tackle was Seth Smorelli.
And we got a Miller down on the field.
I can't see who that is.
11 carries for 114 yards unofficially by my count for Luke Blevins. Aided big time by that 66-yard touchdown run on the previous drive.
Well, while we got an injury timeout, let's remind you that celebrating over 26 years, that's Logan Street Signs and Banners, specializing in last-minute signage and banners. Serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-72.
And he wasn't even the starter coming into this game. He's the benefit of Parks getting injured on the first play. He came in, Mickle did, and has not looked back, making the most of this opportunity. 3rd and 6, another handoff to Mickle. Mickle on the misdirection, switches directions, and the football is loose. It looks like it's in the hands of Jeffrey Brown. Or that's Emmanuel Davis.
They're saying he was down first.
Not happy with that call as Davis ripped the ball away, landed with it, but they're going to give Mickle the benefit of the doubt, as obviously these referees don't have the advantage of instant replay in high school football.
We see her on 4th down. They're going for it.
4th and 4. This could set the tone for the second half. Bishop out of the shotgun. He's got Mickle beside him. Back to pass. Bishop going over. Roman Molden picks it off. Roman Molden down the sideline. He's only got one man to beat, and that's Bishop. He's down to the 30, the 25, the 20. Roman Molden high-stepping his way. What an interception for the senior safety. I spoke to Roman the entire week. One thing only was on his mind, breaking the interception yard record. And Kyle, he absolutely torched it.
What an exclamation point by this defense. Roman Molden has been wanting that interception, and he got those 20 yards. He wanted it a lot more, Joey.
Fired up after that play. Fired up indeed. As he read the eyes of Bishop, a 4th and 4. Made the play, picked him off, broke the tackle, and picked up a pick 6, giving the Tigers a lead. That young man is one of the most impressive players on the Tiger defense, reinforcing that, making an incredible pick 6 as Phillips puts the exclamation point with the point after. And Kyle, this is when momentums shift. The defense got it done. They got the touchdown, taking the pressure off the sophomore quarterback.
Another Hornet score! You look at the Beech Grove stats, Jan, and you see so many different guys contributing, and they're all scoring touchdowns tonight. It's Hulse's turn, already had a 2-point conversion. That time gets the touchdown run. You've seen Hulse do the job. Terrace Pope had a long touchdown run. Jordan Reel a run. And then he had a couple of passes. Gavin Mitchell, Kion Tyler. 5 different Hornets have scored touchdowns tonight. Extra point attempt, Angel Fonseca is good. With 5:08 to play here in the...
It's going to count either way. Jack Knight back in there, and boy, that wind is getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
It'll be in Knight's favor this time as he'll be kicking north to south. It's that wind at his back, and the rush is on, almost doing that's a sidewinding.
Eggers is back almost to his own 20.
Yep. Catches that ball to 23, and he is tackled out there by number 24.
Head referee threw one in the, also, so.
They were just trying to get as many flags
of our community.
Seconds left here in this first half. We're going to stay tuned for halftime. We get another Burtner Electric halftime sideline update.
While we're waiting, let's give that trivia question one more time.
Oh. Greg, just big time.
Yeah, this is big for Cody Sparks and the offense, but obviously, it's got them back on their heels, down 2 scores. Completed, that's number 86, DeAndre Rhodes.
Did he get a first? I believe he did get a first down. Looks like he
12
got about
yards.
12 on that one.
12 yards up to the 41. And that's 4 straight completions by Cody Sparks.
I think I've seen 3 huddles so far this season. This no huddle offense is kind of neat.
Seems to be a trend these days. Thanks, Peyton Manning. Sparks had to carry that himself.
That'll officially be a sack.
Coverage sack for about a 1 yard, actually a 2 yard loss, back to the 39.
2nd and 12.
4 carries, negative 5 yards unofficially for Sparks. Plenty of time, he'll change the play at the line. As you see 3 different coaches over there signaling. Good thing he knows which one's got the right play. Sparks hands it off. Little bear hug there by, I believe that was 47 of Noblesville, Jacob Ham.
Harris gets the loss and maybe another half a yard back, so it'll be 3rd and long.
So Sparks taking his time. He's still got about 15 on the play clock. Clock's moving. 3rd down and 10 at their own 41. Sparks back in the pocket, looking to pass. He's rushed out. Jenick almost gets a sack, and the ball thrown upfield, deflected by a Noblesville. That's Justin Johnson. Sparks, number 2.
Good bit of defense there by Justin Johnson Sparks. He just got his hand there in time to deflect that and take the completion away from the Royals.
So
the Royals will have to punt.
Game for this drive for Cardinal Ritter. So it's good to see him after some concern. Had not seen him on the sideline. I'm sure he was over there, but he's back on the field, so that's a good sign.
All right, JJ, name me this coach. Who's won 414 football games, lost 190 in his 53rd year of coaching, and he's 5-1. Any guesses?
And he's your bud.
He's my bud. We will be at Sheridan next week, and they play Eastern. Look forward to seeing the one and only Bud Wright. 414 wins, 190 losses, 53 years of football coaching.
A true gem, and I think I looked at their record this week. They lost the season opener. They've won 5 straight.
5 straight, 5-1.
Another outstanding season for Sheridan. Outstanding run on 3rd down and long after the catch. Nice play there by Ritter. That's Tim Gotzel, number 15, into Beech Grove territory.
How well do you know Bud? You know Bud very well?
You know, I've interviewed him a time or two,
Okay.
and always enjoyed, being around him. But everybody feels like he's one of those guys you could meet him once and feel like he's kind of your best friend.
All right. Here's the deal with Bud Wright. First of all, he and I love buffets. That's number 1. But that's not what we're talking. Number 2, he can literally recall every single game he's won and lost. He is amazing. And he never writes anything down.
Yeah. I used to love back in the day working at Fox 59 Football Friday night and going out to the games. I kind of would set the schedule, and so I often, especially with where our location was on the northwest side, it was an easy drive up 421, and I could get there quicker than I could get to Noblesville. No traffic, and plus when you walked into the stadium at Sheridan, you almost got goosebumps.
You will not find a nicer gentleman than one Bud Wright. Really looking forward to seeing him in the next week. Next week, again, our game of the week, Sheridan and Eastern at Sheridan.
Love to see the IHSA Champions Network and what Heath Shanahan, Chris Kaufman and company have done to bring you more high school football games, basketball games, all of the sports really. And also of note, some of the affiliates around the state are archived as well on demand if you want to check out action leading up to the state tournament. Back to action, it's 1st down and 23 after a Cardinal Ritter penalty. So they initially had 1st down yardage into Beech Grove territory, but
player in every sense of the word, the play was blown dead. And Hodge came out of nowhere, hit Murray out of nowhere. And those are plays, as a broadcaster, that really, you see a lot of tackles a lot of times, but plays like that really just that's not what football is about. That's not those big hits, especially on a defenseless player, what in my opinion, are ruining the game.
Yeah, the play was clearly called dead much time before that.
Play. Now it's 1st and 15 at their own 46. Hand off, Blevins. He doesn't seem to be an up-the-gut runner. He likes to bounce it outside, and the play calls for that dive up the middle.
Yeah.
Kind of limiting his what he normally does well.
He ended up about 1 on that play, but the big difference in that play, Craig, was he bounced off the Royals, and he couldn't spin and get out to his left and pick up the extra yardage. The Royals managed to get an arm on him and pull him down. Blevins had a great game tonight.
Yep, he is having a great game. I believe he's got 13 carries for 113 yards and a touchdown. Gremmel also with 1 through the air in the first quarter. Gremmel keeps it himself, and he'll barely get, he gets marked at midfield for a 3-yard pickup.
I know that Gremmel is a threat to run, but in this day and age with injuries and everything that happens, we're seeing less and less and less of that because you lose a quarterback at any level, whether it's high school, college, pros, and boy, it's so devastating to the teams. We saw what happened a couple years ago when Ryan Barnes was injured right here.
Yep, you got it. And you see in the NFL with Cam Newton of the Panthers.
Yep.
Ron Rivera is obviously having him run less because you don't want to shorten his career.
Yep.
1 yard pickup, a hard 1 yard. Blevins on the carry once again. Brings up 3rd down and 10, so they're back to that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's 4th down now.
So Johnny Mickle, the lone returner, as the Tigers punting this one away. High snap, flag all over this one, as that's going to be a false start. I think that'll drive the Tigers back even more. Illegal procedure, the official call here. And that is the 6th penalty called on the Tigers. There have been
tries to almost go completely backside. That's a tough throw.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you almost have to have a little more time, and you have to stop, gather yourself, and it's almost a backside post that you'd want as opposed to a slant.
There's a few
like
guys
that.
I've seen make that, like Marino, Elway. That's one of those passes.
It works easier in the video games as well.
That's true.
Punt is away. Fair catch is called for. Not sure that was advisable inside the 5-yard line. No. Maybe Coach Weller might be a teaching point to let that one go. But we do have a change of possession. We will stay right here.
He thought he had that ball, and we got a flag on the play.
Might be normally that might be a holding. It's on the backside here, maybe. Yep. He's going to march it back from the 25.
Illegal participation.
5-yard penalty. Back to the 20.
I believe that's what that was when they tapped their hat.
Yeah, I think that is illegal participation. That makes it 1st and 15 at the 20. Harris on the carry. Forward progress to the 22. Hard 2 yards. And for a tailback like Matt Harris, it's almost a shame when you're down on the depth chart as a junior. Didn't see as I don't think we saw as much any time in the backfield because there's always a long line of tailbacks. I mean, you've seen being a PA announcer for their home games. It's a long line of.
Second and 8, 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Has Bishop and that familiar setup with Mickle right next to him. Low snap on the ground. He's forced to fall on it. So that's the 2nd muffed snap out of the shotgun in consecutive drives. That's going to be a big-time loss, driving him back to the 31, loss of 6 yards.
This is something we haven't seen all game, so you wonder if that interception really messed with Franklin Central offense.
Yeah, it looks like they're rattled. Bishop definitely looks rattled. I mean, that is a play that they had no trouble in making. The snap out to the shotgun. Now he's taking a step forward to try and ensure that that doesn't happen again. Big play here as Bishop back to pass. Throws this one over to Mickle on a design screen route. He's got blockers. Johnny Mickle picks up the first down and then some. Great play call out of this Franklin Central coaching staff to set up that first down. He picks up 15. As that's going to be a 1st and 10. New set of downs as Bishop cool under pressure. He had 3 or 4 defenders targeting in on him, was able to loft it up to Mickle. Mickle made the rest happen with his feet. Maybe this could be a confidence booster as we near 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Mickle with good running, good blocking. He gets a stiff arm on Tiger defender. Looks like that's Mabry, and he gets to about the first down marker. They're going to say he got across. Johnny Mickle has been the one constant for this Flashes team. He has stayed excellent in this game.
He really has done a great job, Joey. He hasn't been off the field all game on the offensive side, and he consistently gets Franklin Central the yards they need.
That's a great point. He hasn't had a snap off. He has been out there for every single play. The only time he's getting breaks are on pass plays, and those are few and far between. And in motion, handoff to Mickle. Mickle loses his footing, and he falls by himself there as he picks up 2 yards. Slipped up on the turf as he was thinking about where he was going before staying in the present. I'll bring up 2nd and 9. 2:30 and counting. Franklin down by 5 points as they missed 2 extra points. That's really put them down in the hole here. Now they need a touchdown. Field goal wouldn't tie. Low snap. Bishop able to field it. Throws it to Sam Deal. Deal gets thrown down. Good tackle from Jason Lassick as he was able to stay in pursuit and stick with it.
Johnson Sparks picks it up and returns it. Touchdown, Noblesville. Wow, what a play.
The Millers have done it again. The Millers have taken advantage of big plays in this game, Craig. Block the punt and go out to a 20-0 lead. The Royals have nobody to blame but themselves for some bad penalties.
Penalties and what looks to be obviously special teams have come up big for Noblesville. As everything going their way tonight. 1:34 left, third quarter. Jack Knight puts the exclamation point on that. Johnson Sparks, fumble return touchdown.
So we've got 1:34 left here in the third. The Millers out 21-0.
Noble back, make this a game. Reed Swales, I believe that is about 10 receptions on the game. Remember, he had just 14 entering the night, and yet another penalty.
We've had a bunch of them tonight, that's for sure. Neither coach going to be happy about this at all.
Hey, I'll give props to the officiating crew, but I'll give more props if we see less yellow in the fourth quarter.
Well, they're going to call a face max. You're not going to let that one go.
That's true.
That one's going to, a lot of those are unintentional. You get up there and hands are moving everywhere, and you get a hold of that face mask, and you just, grabbing whatever you can to tackle, and sometimes you get it too high. Nevertheless, it's a penalty you do not want.
Clock is running. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jack Henninger back in, throws the screen pass. Well executed. Big time, a first down gain for number 15, Tim Gotzel.
I'll tell you, he was one tackle away from maybe taking it all the way in. This is a pretty good tackle, all things considered. They sell the screen pass really well. There's a block. There's another block. But at the last second, the defense was able to get shed of that blocker. That may have went all the way.
believe it was number 62, Aaron Roberts. Really an outstanding job of blocking on that screen pass. He held his block for at least 5 seconds. Hand off to Roberson. Roberson has first down yardage. Maybe pay dirt. He's down to about the 4-yard line. Last play of the third quarter is a good one. We've got a long walk to the other end of the field. Ritter says.
Pruitt directing his offensive line as there is 30 seconds to go. Hands this one off to H.L. Lewis. Number 22 driving his way forward. Pyle shifting back. And he is wrenched down just short of that marker. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and short, as I believe that'll be enough to end this third quarter. And now is when we head into the Penske-Chevy crunch time of the game this fourth quarter, the final 12 minutes, the final battle. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, the viewers, for tuning into this exciting game.
Actually, he marked it off for Southeastern.
Well, they did initially signal a timeout for the Royals. Then I saw the referee turn around and point back toward Noblesville. So I believe that the Millers were the ones who called the timeout. Now, whether they weren't sure how they were, if they didn't have enough men on the field, didn't have the right alignment out there. I'm not sure what the reason for the timeout was, but it appeared as though at first the Royals looked a little bit disorganized. But the Millers did call the timeout, so they've used
Grove High School. It's week 7, but it's the final regular season home game for the Hornets. Nice crowd, great atmosphere, great 3 quarters for the Hornets.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But you know what? It's still, if Ritter can get it in here right at the beginning of this period, they could still make it a 2-possession game as far as with 2-point conversions. So for me, if they're going to make any attempt to get in, this has got to happen right here.
First down and goal from the 9 for Cardinal Ritter. Once again, quarterback is Ladero Woods. So we saw Henninger come back in, but in the fourth quarter we're seeing Ladero Woods back in, and he hands the ball to Gerald Roberson, who's into the end zone. Touchdown, Ritter Raiders. That's how you start a fourth quarter. That's how you start a comeback.
Yes, sir. Boy, they made that look easy too. From about the 8, little cross move, and just walks it in. It's just amazing to me. It just times Ritter turns it on, and they're one ball club, and other times they kind of slip a little bit, and they're a different ball club.
Javon Rogers, the right guard, providing outstanding blocking, and so now trailing by 16, Ritter will go for 2. What could be a very important play in this game. Quarterback Jack Henninger back in, rolling to his right, looking for someone, has time, has to heave it up towards the end zone, and is caught. Touchdown, Donovan Morris, or should I say conversion, Donovan Morris, and now it's a 14-point game.
JJ, this is in a crowd. Absolutely in a crowd, and the fact that Ritter was able to come up with this.
That's a wave. End of 3 quarters here at Beaver Materials Field.
Second reception. He's got 50 yards tonight. H.L. Lewis trying to stay on his feet, and he falls forward as there were players diving in all around him. Slow to get up. It looks like it is Coles, an outside linebacker, but he's able to get to his feet. 2nd and 9. After all that effort, Lewis picks up a yard. Out of the I form is Pruitt. He hands this one off to HL. HL ripped down from his waist as he was trying to get forward there. That's Alexander, the nose tackle, bringing him down for a loss of 2.
And this is what I was trying to say about Franklin Central being able to catch on to what Fisher's doing. They aren't varying up their play call enough, and Franklin Central knows how to defend them now.
3rd and 10. The name of the game with this play shouldn't necessarily be looking for the end zone. On a 3rd and 10, you're up by 5. Field goal sets you apart by 2 scores. So I think there's a battle between trying to go for the end zone trying to pick up that first down, but you also got to keep in mind you need to pick up some yardage for Phillips. Pruitt lofting that one over to Aaron Murray, just a step in front of him, but that was an absolute dime of a pass. He snuck that past the defenders. Murray just a step below.
Interesting to see what Fisher's going to do here, if they're going to go for it, if they're going to try to get the field goal.
They're going for it. They have their offense out there on a 4th and 10, and this is showing confidence in Pruitt. This is showing that his coaches believe in him, and he was able to make a throw like that without hesitation, throwing it into double coverage, almost able to make the play happen. And there's going to be a timeout for the Tigers. Now I think we're going to see them reconsider. We might see this field goal unit come out.
Running game has just got to kick in and be dominant and eat this clock and make it very difficult for Ritter because of the clock alone to come back.
Close to midfield, Zach Feltz did bring down Real, and you don't want to have a turnover here. Real did fumble the football in that first half, so that'd be the one concern if you're the Beech Grove Hornets. You can be dependent on the spot. The handoff went to Terrace Pope, number 2, had that big touchdown run to start things off, and so they're going to say no first down, so no gain. Now 3rd down and 1. Quick snap and a quarterback sneak, and yes, that's enough for a first down. So that's exactly what Coach Mark Weller was looking for. Get a first down, get into Cardinal Ritter territory, and more importantly, keep that clock moving. Here's another look at the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, just great surge by your big center. That could
well,
be
you got Josh Fryer at center.
Yeah, that's an automatic.
Is a very high percentage
If
play.
he just takes a stretch, that's worth a yard. Hey, we got an interesting going on right now. Ben Davis now all over Carmel, 21-7. That one in the 4th.
The Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference dominant in Class 6A football, and Warren Central likely the favorite entering this tournament. First down yardage, picks up about 4. That was Sergio Hulse. So I really like Beech Grove's diversity on offense. They've got Terrace Pope, who showed the big play capability. Sergio Hulse seems like he gets some of the tough yards. And then you have a big play guy like Kion Tyler. He can, perhaps get it out of the backfield, maybe on some reverses. He has a deep threat, and Gavin Mitchell has shown some great hands as well. There are a lot of weapons here for Beech Grove. A little bit of a low shotgun snap. Real airing it out, going towards Kion Tyler, way off target. Do we have a penalty flag down? Yes, we do.
30. And going to be
a bullet
sliding.
Which he got at the 32.
Slide by baseball player Anthony Eggers. At the 32, where they will start this drive.
I'm really a little bit surprised that he fair caught that, because that was a low punt, and it didn't look like he had a defender within about 5 yards. But the Millers still give the Royals good field position with the shorter punt there at the 32, and thanks to the wind, as strong as Knight's foot is.
Into the wind there.
Yeah, into the wind. That's a pretty tough one.
Hand off. Harris bounces outside just like he and his counterpart Blevins are known to do. Yeah, he lost
the yard on that one, it looks like. Matt Harris has been the workhorse there in the backfield so far tonight. Boyson's had a couple carries.
He's had 24 carries, only 3 of those for double digits for Matt Harris. Sparks barking out, trying to get Noblesville's defense to jump here on 2nd down and 10. Clock rolling under 10 minutes now.
3 wideouts to the right.
Sparks rolls out left, chased by Tolliver, and looks like that ball skips into the hands of Landon Morris. Incomplete.
A one hopper doesn't count in football, unfortunately.
Nope, not like a grounder to second or short.
And that'll leave the Royals with a 3rd and long. The Royals are looking now like they looked right at the beginning of the game, Craig, with these 3 and outs that they've had. They had a period there during the first quarter and second quarter, and even into the third quarter, where they moved the ball fairly well, but their last couple possessions, they just have not been able to move the ball.
3rd and 10 at their own 32. Sparks rolls out, has Harris in front of him, trying to run, throws up the sideline, and completed.
That's caught.
And that'll be marked around midfield.
I think that was Haas who got that, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope, that was DeAndre Rhodes.
Was it DeAndre Rhodes?
Picks up 18, does Rhodes. That's his third catch for 40 yards. And a Royals first down at midfield. Sparks back to pass again. Finds, is that Rhodes?
Probably is over there on the left.
Nope, that's Jackson Lance, number 3. He'll be taken down at the 45 of Noblesville. 5-yard pickup for Lance.
15 yards in the last couple plays.
His fourth catch, he's got 19 yards. 2nd and 5 at the Miller 45. Sparks back to pass. Beyond Jackson Lance for that pass.
Lance just could not catch up to that pass. If he'd have been able to catch up to it, he'd had 6.
Yep, that would have been 6 from 45 yards out, but it's 3rd and 5 now. And a big third down here for the Southeastern offense as they're trying to move this ball down the field and have succession. They need the end zone. Harris finds room, 40, 35, down inside the 35, now in 30. 25, he's carrying defenders down near the 25. So a big first down for Matt Harris.
4 Millers to bring him down that time.
At the bottom of that pile looks like 47, Jacob Ham, and number 1, Zach Tuane. But that's 20 yards by Harris and a Royals first down, moving the sticks. Look at that. He's a horse.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Millers around him.
Came in before this game with 487 yards on 85 carries. Decent time tonight. He may cross the century mark again, and that was one of the keys that we got so busy in pregame. One of the keys I was going to say, Noblesville had to limit him to right around 100 yards to have success. 2 yards on that carry. 2nd and 8 at the Noblesville 23. Sparks back to pass. Up the middle, he'll run. 20. Down to about the 17-yard line. Sparks hadn't had too much, obviously, coverage sacks. He's got negative yards tonight. He found room inside that time, though.
Yeah, he's got a makeable 3rd and 1 here. But the clock is definitely on the side of the Millers at this point with under 8 minutes and a 21-point lead.
And he's met.
He may have made it to the 15. I don't know if he had to get inside of the 15 or not. They're stopping the clock.
And one thing I've told, I said something to Perry a couple weeks ago, you don't see them measure too much in high school football anymore. Or actually all 3 levels, really.
They are not going to measure. They're going to call it 4th down, and looks like about a foot to go. Oh, they're going to measure. Excuse me.
It looks really close as they'll bring the chains out there, and
he won't have it.
He is
no,
short.
Going to be short by less than the length of the ball.
Yep. Looks like about a third of the football.
Yeah.
So it'll be a big 4th down and 1, if you will.
You know, with the angle that we are on here, it's tough to tell exactly how far he had to get, but it appeared to me that he had to be beyond the 15, and it looks like the ball is just sitting right at the 15.
Great camera work up there by Lucas, zooming in on the play. 4th down and 1, and the Wildcat Harris back there. Looks like he will probably get that, obviously, direct snap. He'll run it himself. Easily gets the first down near the 10-yard line.
Matt Harris has had a lot of success with that Wildcat this year, Craig. And you'll notice he moved to the left. He did not try to go right up the right up the middle of.
Knock him out of bounds, didn't do it.
Got to go
keeps
low.
Running, yes.
Yeah. It's amazing that close to the sideline. He could bounce off of those tacklers and still not go out of bounds. Big time gainer now, 1st down and goal from the 8. Just when the broadcast starts to count out the Ritters, they make another
They get tired of hearing that.
Yeah, they do. Ashton Hall already 1 touchdown in the 2nd quarter, and he's once again kind of favoring that hip or thigh. You just hate to see this. You just don't want him to get hurt.
Carries for double digits. Timeout's going to be called.
Now. That's going to be called by the Millers.
Noblesville going to call that.
In this game.
Pretty good tackling that time. He's holding that hip again. They may want to keep their eyes on that.
Ladurl Woods now the quarterback. Operating out of the shotgun with Ashton Hall to his right. Woods, of course, more of the running quarterback, and he finds a little bit of an opening, and he finds the end zone. I think Coach Sean has found something with Ladurl Woods.
Yes, sir.
And I think that we'll see what happens moving forward with Ritter. Even changing quarterbacks every couple of plays, it'll keep a defense on its toes.
Well, he just got so much athleticism. You've seen that as soon as he came in, that he was special running the football. And he just makes it look easy, quite honestly.
And Ritter's a team over the years we've been known to score, to light up the scoreboard, averaging just 19.8 points per game this season. This could be a little bit of a building block kind of game, at least offensively. They're going for 2, down by 14. Henninger back in, penalty flag. So the pass was incomplete, but I think we do have an interference as the pass was intended.
Called by Noblesville. 2nd and goal for Hamilton Southeastern at the Millers 6-yard line. Sparks back in there. Hands it off. Nope. Fakes the handoff to Harris. He'll roll out. Finds a receiver across the middle. It's Jackson Lance for the 6-yard touchdown.
Jackson Lance gets the first points of the night for the Royals.
And both quarterbacks get their 3rd TD pass of the season as Lance was wide open coming across.
The Center Grove Carmel State Championship game back in the
How
day.
can you forget that?
Eric Moore got his state championship, but handoff will go to Woods. Has to revert course, and he is brought down. You know, the way he was favoring himself on that thigh, I don't know if...
Middle on that fade.
So we're at 6:50 remaining in this one.
You can really hear it from this Fisher stands.
Yeah, they were displeased with that call. So 3rd and 5 is saved by the whistle, as Coach Grant Henry was able to get the timeout inexplicably before the false start was committed. Excellent foresight there. As a little injury update on Nathan Parrots, the offensive lineman that went down for the Tigers. He's on his feet. He's looking good out there. He's ready to go back in from the looks of it. Another update on Marcus Rue. It has been confirmed that he has a high ankle sprain, so he will not be returning tonight. But hopefully they can rehab that quickly. John Vore, their starting quarterback, their star senior, making strides after an MCL tear. Sidelined him for the past 4 weeks. Projected to come back sometime in the next 3 weeks. 3rd and 5. The Tiger fans fired up as their defense needs to make a stand. Wilson in motion. He drops down. Handoff to Mickle. Johnny Mickle breaking tackles, bouncing the outside. He gets 3 or 4 extra yards, but the pile switches on him. They're going to place him just a yard shy.
You got to go for it if you're Franklin Central. Only 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. They're keeping him out there.
Load the box scenario for both teams, as this is when you need to make a defensive stand for the Tigers, get the ball back, run the clock out. For Franklin, obviously, this is a must-get first down.
On the 4th and inches, we saw them stop Mickle after just a couple inches. This one, he needs 2 yards.
Couple men in motion. Wilson goes back the way he came from. Hand off to Mickle. Johnny Mickle stays on his feet. He gets past the pile up in the front, and he picks up a first down. So 1st and 10, big time play for Franklin Central as they were able to get a quick jump on the football. Mickle able to benefit from that, getting a good block. It's now Bishop. He has just under 4 minutes to get his team into the end zone. Another handoff. Mickle keeps on his feet, and he is thrown down. Big-time play from Josh Ivey as he brings him down at the line of scrimmage.
Franklin Central has done a great job of taking time off the clock, Joey. They started the possession with what, 9 minutes left?
Yeah, they started with, I'd say, just under 10 minutes. They got the ball back, and it's been run, play, and it's really started the clock going. So they've put themselves in a difficult position. They need to score, or else they're really not leaving themselves any time. Bishop back to pass. Bishop throwing short. Longo in on the breakup, able to knock it away from Durham.
Like I said earlier, this is Longo's first start this year, and he's done a great job of blocking passes, of knocking down balls, getting to these receivers.
He was disappointed that he didn't come away with an interception, but still, it's an impressive defensive play. Going up against Durham, the leading receiver for this Franklin team. He's already got 3 touchdowns on the year. He was able to knock the ball loose, prevent a 1st and 10. Now we got a 3rd and distance here. Bishop, low snap, drops it. His knee hits the ground. He's down. 4th and long. Bishop.
Oh, wow, and Noblesville just got a penalty by 1st down. They got Southeastern to jump on the hard count. It's silent.
Royals are shooting themselves in the foot with the penalties once again.
I believe that's the 3rd penalty by 1st down for Noblesville. Southeastern has 2, so penalties have played a role on both sides of the ball.
The Millers took the set, and when they set, the Royals jumped.
So with 4:30 and rolling.
That's just a penalty that you pick up, the not being aware of the situation.
So now Noblesville 1st down after that offside penalty at their own 41-yard line. Gremmel hands it off.
Blevins once again.
Back to the 40. It's going to be a 1-yard loss for Blevins. And South did. Nope, no timeout called yet. 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
Royals have got 3 timeouts left. Millers with 1. But we're under 4 minutes. And with that 40-second clock on the running plays, Craig, that you could almost say that they could almost run out the clock here with another 1st down or 2. 1 or 2 1st downs, they can run the clock out definitely.
Yep, sure could. Back in the pistol, Gremmel. Keeps it himself. Gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage to the 41. They might give him the 42.
Now, I think that's a rather dangerous play for the teams to be calling, especially with your quarterback.
Yep.
At this point in the game, with
3 minutes gone here in this 3rd quarter. Newcastle got a strong stop on the Mount Vernon's first drive of this 2nd half. This is a dump down to Durick. Jukes out 1, jukes out another, still moving, and now is wrestled down inside that big circle towards midfield at about the 44-yard line. He ran a long distance to get 3 yards.
He went 20-some yards, right? And like you said, for 3 yards.
He was showing his agility.
But the linebackers were up on the line, ready to blitz, and then they backed out at the last second because they knew Barber was going to dunk it off there.
Barber will hand it off. This one to his main back, Gage Burke. He doesn't get much at all.
142, Gremmel in the pistol. The rush is on, and screen play gets it complete to Zach Blevins and out of bounds. He'll go at about the 47-yard line. Picks
Not
up
enough
5.
for the 1st down. And to the Royals' advantage, that does stop the clock with 3:18 on the clock. It'll be 4th and about 4 or 5.
Looks like about a 4th and 4 at the 47, so they'll send Jack Knight and
now
the
the
punt team
Royals
back
have got
out.
to be careful once again here not to get offside.
Because obviously a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, because the Millers have not set yet.
Knight booms this one, and Eggers back inside his 10 at the 9.
He's got a returnable punt here.
Richardson cradles him, and
Final home game of the regular season. We'll really be watching Beech Grove the final 2 weeks as they are at Triton Central, who is undefeated heading into tonight's game against Cecina, and then at East Central, good test for Beech Grove to see what they're made of prior to the state tournament. But I've seen enough tonight to know that this is a team to take seriously in the state tournament. Clock will still be running after that first down and goal run. Ball looks like just inside the 5-yard line, so they'll say second down and goal from the 4. 5 different Beech Grove Hornets have scored touchdowns. Sergio Holst, the only one with multiple touchdowns. Of course, quarterback Jordan Reel, 1 on the ground and has thrown for 2. Kion Tyler and Gavin Mitchell were the recipient of those. And they'll snap this with as little on the play clock as possible, trying to milk this one. Handoff goes to Holson. Yes, touchdown number 3 for Sergio Holst, having himself a huge senior night. Holst had 4 touchdowns on the ground this season, has 3 in this game.
That front line doing the job again. Great surge, and that's really all these backs need.
71, Max Commodore doing a great job. We've referenced Josh Fryer. Commodore, 6'3", 300. So you are playing 4A football, and you've got 6'6", 285 and 6'3", 300 beside each other. You can make a lot of things happen. You can make those running backs look pretty good. Angel Fonseca will put a leg into it. Nearly blocked, but it is not, and it is good. We will take potentially one final timeout.
And they're going to have to go for it. Obviously, 2:53 left, down 2 scores.
The Miller pressure has been something in this game defensively. The Millers have just done a fabulous job.
Obviously, the pressure mounting on the Royals this drive, having to throw on every down so far. Sparks back to pass again, looking across the middle, and incomplete. Broken up.
So a minute 37. A 4th and long for the Tigers. They have a 5-point lead. Their only score brought to them by the incredible strong safety presence, Roman Molden. Their offense has had a lot of trouble in the second half. As Jack Phillips goes back to punt this one away. The tension in this stadium is palpable. Both sides can tell what a big moment this is. As Johnny Mickle back to return this punt. If you're Phillips, you're punting it away from him.
Looks like,
I believe it was Lance Stevens.
And that's the odd thing when you bring in the backup quarterback, number 4, Connor Gutting, with, I imagine maybe a little jitters out there for the JV center as well if we've got a substitution there. It looks like all JV in there for Noblesville. So 5-yard loss by Gutting. I formation. Handoff up the middle. Blevins carries the ball inside the 25 to the 23.
3rd and 3 here, but well within the range of Knight for a field goal attempt. And we're going to have a timeout. That'll be a timeout by the Royals.
Again, sectional 29 play includes a potential matchup at some point.
So it looks like they're going to go into a bit of a protect back as they're throwing Roman Molden back as another defender. He's in coverage. That one thrown short, and that's what we're going to see. Durham able to get out of bounds at the 45. Those quick little hook routes ending up out of bounds.
Fisher has been doing well against the pass all game. I'm not the coach, Joey, but I'd stick with the cover 1 man just to protect from those flat routes, because that's just an easy 5-10 yards get out of bounds.
And those are going to really chip away at a defense. Tigers need a pass rush here, and that's what they get. Bishop now on the run. Bishop jumping backwards. Durham makes the grab literally on his tiptoes. makes the reception. He gets the 1st and 10 at the 36. Minute 17 as the clock stops. Bishop showing great patience. Rather than tucking the football, letting the clock run, he was able to keep that play alive, make the jump pass.
It's in these type of situations, the last minute can take about 15 minutes, Joey.
Yeah, exactly. This is where everyone's going to take as much time as possible. They're going to use these stoppages to their advantage as much as they can. A minute 17, all that separates the Tigers from the win or the Flashes from the win. It all comes down to this. Bishop back to throw. He's pushed out of the pocket. Great sack. That's going to get the clock rolling. Most importantly, it's going to force him back a couple of yards. Now we're going to see a quick play here as Bishop able to jump back up to his feet. 2nd and 14, under a minute to play. Bishop back out of the shotgun. He's back to pass, looking short. That one jumped. Great defensive play. That'll stop the clock, but able to dive in front of that play, knock the football. And that is, on those short routes, it doesn't seem like much, but if that pass gets completed, it's keeping it alive, and it just makes it so much tougher as a defender to keep going. So a great play from Billy Ryder, a sophomore, coming in and knocking that football away. 3rd and 14, 56 seconds in this fourth quarter. Bishop back to pass. Bishop stepping forward. He's got a man in pursuit. He gets ripped down. Ball is loose. Picked up. They're going to say it's incomplete. That's reminiscent of the Brady play with the forward movement of the arm.
Yeah, you hear Fisher's people complaining, but I feel like that was an incomplete pass, Joey.
Yeah. He had the arm moving forward. He just got hit immediately as he threw, but a great tackle from the Tiger defense. Now they're forcing a last stand. 4th and 14 from the 41-yard line of the Tigers. Dylan Bishop has had a solid game so far, but he's going to need a miracle here. He's out of the shotgun. Tigers in a max protect look. He goes back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got plenty of time. Now he's forced out of the pocket. He's on the run. Jeffrey Brown in pursuit. Jeffrey Brown forces him down to the field, and Jeffrey Brown making the play. Ball-hawking linebacker spearing his way into that Cam Field, the other side of that sandwich, throwing Bishop down, saving the game.
Great exceeded play by Jeffrey Brown. He wasn't supposed to be blitzing on that play. But he saw the quarterback in trouble, and he went for it. He saw no one in the middle. Ended up paying off.
The name of the game.
It's a string of 5 straight incompletions by Sparks. 3rd and 4 at the 26.
Clock stopped because that ball, when the play did go out of bounds.
Sparks going across the middle and almost picked off. Oh, Aiden Richardson.
Miller's almost got that one. It bounced off of his hand up in the air and just went the wrong direction.
Here's a replay on this in the defensive backfield, maybe.
One of the few breaks the Millers have not gotten this tonight, Craig.
So just about picked off there by Aiden Richardson. 4th down and 4 at their own 26. 1:14 left. Sparks hands it off. Matt Harris up the middle.
Harris
he goes.
Is going nowhere.
Gets to the 26 for a no gainer.
He's still moving.
Pile's still rolling. Might have gotten 3.
Got close to the 30, but I don't think he's going to have enough for a first down.
This will be something where they may have to measure for this. 1:03 left.
It depends how they spot that ball.
Yep, they say no.
Yeah, they say he was a little short.
So that turns the ball over.
So the Millers can go into victory formation now.
75-pound senior, so quite a senior night to remember for Pope as he started the game with a 62-yard touchdown run. And then he helps kind of put this one away. Terrace Pope, another senior I mentioned. Sergio Holst. This is a senior-dominated Beech Grove squad. This is maybe a team they've been waiting on for some time, and they're certainly enjoying it tonight. Might be the final play of the game. 43 seconds. The snap will go to Jordan Reel. Reel pitches it to Pope, and yes, Pope, who started the game, he will be the final one with the ball in his hands to win this game. No need to run another play, and the Beech Grove Hornets celebrate on senior night. And what a night and what a statement for Mark Weller's squad. Improving to 5-1, and for just the second time ever, Beech Grove has defeated Cardinal Ritter.
For the 2 games as a senior, you do not want to lose. One is homecoming, the other is senior night. And boy, they didn't disappoint us at all, JJ. They really came out early, dominated really on the ground, played super good defense. But hey, how about that Ritter Ball Club? No quit, kept fighting. We ended up with a pretty nice ball game.
Really interested to watch Beech Grove for the next couple of weeks. Once again, we mentioned it. Next week at Triton Central. Looks like Triton Central will be 6-1, so it'll be a battle of 6-1 teams in the Indiana Crossroads Conference, and then that 5.
You got to keep this drive going there, Trojans, if you're going to make it.
Here's a big 3rd down and 6 on the scoreboard. Number 5, Barber, and incomplete. Luke Bumbleout wanted the flag, and it didn't come. Brings up 4th down.
The minute that hit the turf, he bounced right up looking at the official, but this group that we've got tonight doing an excellent job.
So with 5:13 to go in the